Welcome to it. Yes, the Dapper Chins are here, and me as well. You guys look amazing. Welcome to you.
Bro, feeling good.
I like feeling good on a Wednesday morning. You know, it's the middle of the week. We're kind of hitting the hump. We got to go downhill towards the weekend. And if you missed the show yesterday, what were you doing?
Come
What was your
on.
excuse? Where were you? Come on, man. It was an amazing show. We focused on vision boards for 2024, and I think this is a big thing. If you want it to manifest, you've got to see it. And perhaps one of your goals is to challenge yourself, and with only a few days left to enter the cycle tour in Cape Town, we thought we'd inspire you in that lane. Hopefully we can get you onto one of those guys.
Well, that obviously means that I'm going to be working out again, right?
Yep.
So don't worry, I got the
Three
free
times.
Yeah, we've got another few workouts coming through, but it's also time for the schools who are back in action officially. And we're going to be sharing some advice on how to amp up your school lunchbox snacks, plus stylist and blogger Meg Pedro's in the building showing us how to turn your res room into a place of sanctuary.
It's a very good feeling over there. It's great.
Oh,
Can I just note that I feel like every grade 8 who started high school in this particular setting over here with these two.
No, but excuse your blazer fits perfectly.
Where's your tie, Butch?
Thank you so much. I should have tucked it into my pants, actually. But anyway, finally, our movie guru, JP, a prefect of great music, I should say movies, is back with a roundup of the top movies that made it to SA's box office. So that's going to be fantastic. We're going to track through all of those. You'll know what to watch when you watch JP. It's as simple as that.
And he is emotionally invested, and he'll bring us in. It's going to be an amazing 3 hours, and we've got you, so stick around. And we're going to, in fact, keep that conversation going with you online. So I think let's connect with you guys, see what we're going to be chatting about on the socials this morning. And we're going to obviously have a firm focus on the Cape Town Cycle Tour. It closes 31st of January in terms of entries going through. And we want to know from you, have you ever thought about entering not just the cycle tour, but any big endurance event?
Speaking of endurance events, I'm actually waiting for that moment where Cape Town announces some crazy sort of a adventure race where you've got to like find destinations and choose which checkpoint you go to first. How would that be,
People
man?
won't come back, bro. They'll just go and they'll never come back.
That's just in 30 adventures lost in the mountains.
Yeah, we think, or having the best time of their lives. We want to hear from you. Have you been inspired to go out there and hit one of these trails, do something mammoth? Send us a WhatsApp voice note, 0634088863. Inspire us to get out there and take in some of that green energy and go and push our bodies to the limit. But of course, we do have our official duties to get through before we inspire you to get out there. So let's do that now with our news and our sporting headlines.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. 3 minutes after 6, let's take a first look at your news from around the world. Starting nationally, addressing matriculants at the Gatwentle Secondary School reopening in Garankuwa near Pretoria, Basic Education Minister Andrew Motshekga urged them to broaden their perspectives beyond universities and consider technical and vocational education and training, the TVET colleges. Motshekga emphasized the crucial role of technical skills in the country's economic growth, highlighting the potential for employment and entrepreneurship in the technical sector. She mentioned the ongoing efforts with Umalusi and higher education to diversify the country's skills. The matric results are scheduled for release. That'll be this evening. Now, KwaZulu-Natal Premier Nomusa Dube has praised disaster management teams and the Department of Education for promptly addressing the impact of heavy rain in the province. Now, she acknowledged the efforts of communication officers and the Weather Service in providing timely warnings. Dube also commended the Department of Education for the proactive decision to release learners early, averting potential tragedies. Prolonged rainfall led to mudslides and extensive damage in Durban, causing widespread flooding. Let's move on to international news. Rwandan President Paul Kagame has suggested the possibility of returning money to the UK if no asylum seekers are sent to Rwanda as part of the deal with the UK government. The UK has already paid £240 million with an additional £50 million pending. Kagame clarified that the money would only be utilised if asylum seekers were relocated to Rwanda. Rwandan's government spokesperson, that is Yolandi Makolo, stated that while there was no obligation to refund the money, they would consider it if the UK formally requests a return. Now, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, will undergo up to 2 weeks of recovery in hospital following planned and successful abdominal surgery, causing her to delay royal duties for months. Kensington Palace provided limited details about her condition, ensuring it's not cancer-related. King Charles, meanwhile, will also receive treatment for a benign enlarged prostate. Catherine's prolonged hospital stay indicates the seriousness of her condition, with potential recuperation lasting 3 months. Once discharged, she'll recover at Windsor. The King's procedure is described as a corrective procedure. Now, Second Lieutenant Madison Marsh of the United States Air Force and master's student at Harvard University firmly believes sky isn't the limit. The fighter jet pilot has just been crowned Miss America 2024, etching her name in history as the first U.S. active duty officer to pull off this remarkable feat. The U.S. Air Force Academy has proudly acknowledged her as a symbol of dedication and resilience. She entered the academy 4 years ago with the ambitious dream of becoming an astronaut. She's already demonstrated her commitment to excellence both in academia as well as the military. And Lieutenant Marsh's mantra, the sky's not my limit. I'm up there flying planes and hey, woman can do it all. Preach, sister, and congratulations. That's it for the news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at your sporting action.
And then football brings us crashing back down to earth. Let's start with some footballing news. Out of AFCON, and Morocco dominated a 10-man Tanzania in their 2023 African Cup of Nations opener, securing a convincing 3-0 win at the Laurent Pokou Stadium last night. So Romain Sassi initiated the scoring in the first half, and then late goals from Azadine Unai and Yusuf En-Nesri sealing that triumph and propelling the Atlas Lions to the summit of Group F, albeit still at early days. Then we turn to cricket, and local cricket is exploding at the moment. The Paarl Royals delivered a comprehensive performance, securing a dominant 7-wicket victory against the Joburg Super Kings. That was in their SA20 clash at Bullen Park last night. So the Royals bowlers, they excelled in limiting the Super Kings to 134. Just really wasn't enough. Jos Buttler unbeaten on 70 off 37 balls, and then Vian Libber contributing 39 off 30, forging an impactful 87-run partnership and sealing the game decisively in favour of the Royals with over 5 overs to spare, sending out a message. Then, staying with cricket, in a thrilling encounter, India clinched victory against Afghanistan in a dramatic second super over, securing a clean sweep in their T20 series. Rohit Sharma's remarkable century and unbeaten 121 of just 69 balls, helping to propel India to 212 for 4. Despite Afghanistan's spirited response reaching 212 for 6, the match ended in a tie. So the super over came into play, also resulting in a tie. And then reminiscent of that 2019 World Cup final, of course, and then a second super over followed, and India scoring 11 for 2, emerging victorious, with Rohit contributing, of course, all those runs, and then Ravi Bishnoi's stellar bowling securing that win. A game within a game within a game. An incredible performance there. Then a couple of big shocks in tennis. In a surprising turn of events at the Australian Open second round, 6th seed Ons Jabeur and former champion Caroline Wozniacki faced defeat at the hands of rising Russian talents. So let's start with Mira Andreeva, a 16-year-old sensation who dominated Jabeur with a resounding 6-love, 6-2 victory in just 54 minutes. And meanwhile, a 20-year-old qualifier, Maria Timofeeva, she showcased remarkable resilience against 2018 champion Wozniacki, coming from behind to secure a 1-6, 6-4, 6-1 triumph. Incredible grit and talent. And that's where we leave our sport for now. We're going to be chatting cycle, getting you inspired to get out there and take in some kilometers under those wheels. But right now, let's inspire you, hopefully, with the weather.
Thank you, G-Man. Well, if hot weather is what you were hoping for, then prepare to be inspired indeed. Today will bring additional rain, potential flooding, and notably hot and humid conditions for many South Africans. Now, the SA Weather Service has issued yellow level 2 warnings for disrupted rainfall in the morning, potentially causing localized flooding in the Mopani and Vembe district municipalities in Limpopo. Now, additionally, a yellow level 1 warning for heavy waves may affect navigation at sea for small vessels and personal Vocational watercraft, and that's between the Cape Columbine and Cape Point this morning. Now, on top of this, extremely hot temperatures exceeding 40 degrees in the West Coast District and southern coastal areas of the Namakwa District in the Northern Cape are forecast for uncomfortable, very hot and humid conditions. Also expected in the Western Cape and parts of the Namakwa District in the Northern Cape, taking place until tomorrow. Well, from our weather news, let's dive into our sunrise view of the hour. And first up this morning, we've got one sent in by Marno, all the way from Botswana. Yeah, we're going international again and absolutely loving this shot, beautifully capturing the bright pinks, the oranges and the hues that bring the sunrise. And you absolutely nailed this one, Marno. Thank you so much for sending it through. And keep it coming, Mzansi. The number's 063-408-8863. We'll dive into another spectacular sunrise view. For now, though, let's dive into those temperatures and see exactly what you can expect on your side of town.
So a chilly day in Uppington, only 36 today. Come on, guys, what's going on? Look after yourselves, please, if you are out there. And if you are going to be hitting the road to get those kilometres under the wheels, please wear sunscreen. No, there's a limited time to get out there and enter the Cape Town Cycle Tour, one of the coolest events you can be a part of, because it's a community. It's not just getting on a bike, it's experiencing the most amazing tribe. So we want you to join the tribe.
And we want you to get you ready as well. So we got a two-part, because the thing is, Raul doesn't sweat enough during the workouts. So we have a two-part cycle workout with Kate Slegrova. It is going to be, I'm not going to say strenuous, but if you look at Kate, look at that. Kate's going to make that man sweat.
I think it's going to be a little strenuous.
I can't wait. Honestly, if you would like to see Raul sweat and more entertainment, you should stay there on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. So good to have you in our company, and we're going to savor every second for the next 3 hours because hopefully we're going to inspire you to go out and do one of the coolest things you've ever done, and I'm speaking from experience, as the Cape Town Cycle Tour marks its incredible 46th anniversary. That is history. A dedicated community of riders embark in the most wonderful adventure, day of two-wheeled liberation, let's call it, amidst the vibrancy of the mother city's bustling metropolis. This is the best way to experience Cape Town. The stunning views of the sea, the mountains, the wildlife. The mass participation ride stands as a picturesque global celebration of cycling. It's so beautiful, in fact, you won't even notice that you're on a bike. And here to chat about the event is director of the Cape Town Cycle Tour Trust, David Belaise. A very proud Papa Bear, I would imagine, this time of the year. Whoa, I'm going to just throw my tablet around.
I'm
so excited.
Yes,
Clothes are coming off next. Buddy, welcome back. So good to connect with you. You must be so pumped at this time of the year.
It is an exciting time of year, and it's lovely to see so many people out on the road training. I mean, if you stop at a coffee shop anywhere around the Cape Peninsula on a Saturday and Sunday morning and just watch the streams and streams of cyclists, it's phenomenal. But you just said it all. I mean, I don't need to say anything more.
What a poet, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big words.
You used the word metropolis, you know that. Wowzer.
So, yeah, a very exciting time of year. Lovely to see people getting fit and lots of innovation around the event. So we're excited.
Talking about innovation, I know that the event itself has been geared toward participation. It's not just about the cyclists and those professional cyclists. It's also about you, if you want to give it a shot. In steps the introduction of the 42-kilometer.
Correct.
Was that the inspiration behind it?
So that's exactly it. For many people, 109 Ks with 1,200 meters of climbing is a big ask, especially if you're not fit.
Yes.
And you're used to riding 15 or 20 Ks in the mountain on your mountain bike. And I think that's the key about the event, and you just said it. It isn't about a race. For one day of the year, the entire Cape Peninsula's roads are closed, and you get to ride car-free for the entire day. So don't race it. Stop in Simonstown and have a coffee and a croissant. Stop at the Hub in Hout Bay, a coffee shop, and have a little cappuccino there. There some wonderful spots. Have a jaw. What do we term it now? It's the biggest party on two wheels that you're going to have anywhere in the world.
Completely, dude. And now we're going to have the slowest times ever, thanks to you, bro. Now you've just put it out there. Now you've just, just brought it down.
Value for money.
Yeah, well, you've made it more accessible for the rest of us, which I love. Now, I think it came into focus for me. The bike that I was given to ride in my first cycle tour had issues with it over the first few kilometers. The help that I got from absolute strangers to keep myself going was just mind-blowing. I still go back to that moment. The boiled potatoes that someone ran out with and just threw at me so I could get that extra kilometer. You don't understand. It's the tribe. There is no better way to see Cape Town. But this route, it comes with its logistical challenges. So how have you set it up? What are the big pressure points for you?
So it's all about safety. So the big focus for us is knowing that we've got a safety plan in place that can deal with, as somebody once said, it's a rolling disaster, because there are going to be issues. People are going to have bumps and scrapes and falls. We don't know when, we don't know where, and we don't know the severity. So we have to make sure that the entire route is covered to be able to get to you within minutes of having a serious accident if you have one. We have advanced life support centres at most of the water stations. So it is primarily about safety, and not only safety of the cyclists, but safety of the spectators. And you've said it. The city buys in, the residents buy in. They come out and support it. Anywhere along the main road, the coffee shops, they're busier on that day, that Sunday of the year, than they are any other day of the year. It's lovely.
It is special,
It is. And it's got a legacy as well of contributing to the cycling community. And if you look through the years to now, I'm sure there are still things that you want to tick off on your bucket list of this particular cycle tour. So what are some of those things that you look forward to in terms of this contribution of this event?
So I think the big thing for us is involving community, and it isn't just about the money that goes back to community after the event.
Yes.
It's about getting more and more of the communities along the route involved. 20 years ago, we had our water stations and they were positioned at all strange places around the route. We now bring them into communities. So take the Massey water station, for instance. That used to be at Soetwater, which was nowhere. Now, the community of Massey run that water station for us, and it's become a massive community activation. So the more we can do that, and at the end of the day put money back into community through both Pedal Power Association and Rotary, who own the event and run the event, that's really what it's about. It's about becoming more and more iconically Cape Town.
and truly representative of this Cape Town. Not a version of Cape Town, but our Cape Town. I absolutely love that. The social development angle, it's not now a nice to have, it's a must have. We've got to include that.
So I think, and that's the important thing about the cycle tour. It isn't a commercial entity. It is about doing good. It has been from the very, very first event. It was a protest ride.
Yeah.
In true South African fashion, that's where it started. And every single cent that we make goes back into community.
But I know, we rode with the Velakaya riders, my first ride. Guys who have gone on to ride in the Tour de France, but simple.
And that is at the heart of it.
Yeah.
From literally getting on a bike for the first time to being in a peloton in Europe. A guy like Nick Lamini.
This is great.
Man, incredible. Goosebumps. And I'm not even riding, thankfully, this year. Now I'm getting major FOMO. 31st of January is when entries close. If you're looking for that life-changing event, that thing that's going to just propel you to the next level, it's not too hectic. There are shorter distances that you can embrace. There are coffee shops that you can stop in and go have a coffee with David at any point throughout. No, we really do have an opportunity to enjoy Cape Town in a spectacular way. So go out there and inspire yourself. Just look at that. Go and do it. You want to do it.
Do it.
Come on. Just enter.
Oh, that's enough inspiration for us to get involved in this one for sure. So let's keep the inspiration going, and especially now that we're inspired to move. So I'm going to ask you to get ready to unlock your body's potential in our cycling-inspired fitness session. Now, joining us as we delve into mobility exercises that enhance your flexibility and pave the way for an exhilarating ride. Yeah, also ensuring you're primed for your peak performance on and off the bike. So here to show us how it's done is cycling coach and owner of Pretty Pedal, Kate Slegrova, in the building, and she's come at the perfect time because I've also done a big workout last night, so I'm stiff, the body's rusty, and I know you're going to sort this out. How are you doing this morning?
Very good, thank you.
Awesome. So what do you got for us?
Okay, I'm excited to show you my favorite mobility and warm-up routine.
Okay.
Let's get going.
Perfect. Let's get into it.
Arm circles, yes.
This routine, is it something that you do before working out,
Yeah,
afterwards,
so
or can you do it as a workout on its own?
Before your workout, before you start, as well you can do it before your cycling session, before you hit the roads.
Perfect.
Okay.
So everybody training for the August
Yes,
right now,
do a
then
couple
definitely
of
get involved in that one. The cycle tour is going to be a
so.
magic one. Yep. Opening up.
To open your hips, you basically just want to prime your body for the workout. And so that
Opening
you
up.
prevent injuries.
So you're keeping that
pulling
knee quite
muscles.
high.
Yes.
All right.
Now open these hip flexors. It's all about hips and nice shoulders. Okay, we're gonna go down. One of my most favorite exercises. I call it the stretching plank.
Ooh.
To open these tight hips.
Yeah.
Lean forward a bit down as far as you can reach, and then open. This one is nice also to open your chest. Tight from sitting behind the computers and driving and cycling. Inhale and then exhale, open. Give me another two. You can have the knee off the mat.
Off the bat,
yes.
all right.
Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Okay, let's swap.
Whew.
And another leg. You feel the stretch here and here in your hip.
Yeah,
flexors.
hips are already
Inhale
opening
down.
up here already, and the hamstrings. And then also a nice thoracic twist. So almost a lot of the body parts getting some good mobility and stimulation here.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's why it's one of my favorite exercises. If you do one exercise per day, one mobility exercise, I would choose this one.
You'd say this is the top one to do, and I can feel why already. My hips are opening up so beautifully after every rep, and I'm almost feeling like my mobility is starting to increase already. So this is
Amazing.
brilliant.
Okay, next one we're gonna go inhale. So that in a plank position, engage your tummy muscles a bit, pulling in, and exhale, you push your heels down into the floor. It's called the downward dog. Don't hold it for too long. We're gonna go back again, inhale, and then exhale, stretch. Again, you stretch your back muscles here also. Pushing heels down, inhale, exhale, lift. So I'm not holding the stretches for too long. It's a dynamic stretch. You do that before the session. Inhale, exhale.
And I can feel it in the calves
Inhale.
as well, the back of the
Also
leg.
your calves and your
brilliant.
hamstrings, exactly. Okay, we're gonna do two more. You do about 10 reps. Okay. Now we're gonna go get onto our knees. We're
And
gonna put one
each
leg
of these
forward.
exercises we're doing more or less 10 reps in total?
Yeah,
or?
you can do 10 reps. If you really like it, you can do 20. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go inhale. And then exhale, we straighten this leg and we try and reach here towards your toes.
And behind the leg, you can feel this one in the
And
hamstring.
keep
This is
this leg
brilliant.
straight.
Straight in the front, all right.
And then you go
there we
inhale
go.
again. Here you're stretching the hip flexors, also your core. And then exhale, down. Inhale. And exhale, down. Yes, see, you're getting...
Getting better and better. I couldn't even straighten my leg at first, but now it seems like I can even get like a lockout on it, so I'm getting a full stretch.
Inhale. Exhale, down. For some people who have sensitive knees, you can put a pillow under this knee.
Okay.
Yes, let's swap to the other side.
That was great.
So that when you start, you want to have 90 degrees here.
Okay, 90-degree
Inhale.
angle.
And exhale. Stretch. Inhale. Exhale, so we're flowing nicely through the movements. If you did this at the end, you could do that as a stretch. Static stretch at the end of your cycle or end of your session. Then you can hold it for 30 seconds to increase the range of your motion as well. And the stretch. Inhale.
Well, while we just wrap up this incredible mobility session right now, I'm telling you, if you haven't done this before, get involved in it. It's a perfect way to increase your range of motion, to get you warmed up, but also just to feel alive again. And it's only just getting started because we've got another round coming at you. It's a full body workout. And again, we're going to be taken through the paces. So I hope you get up. I hope you're ready after that one. It's definitely a perfect opportunity to work off the rust on the body and make yourself feel alive. We'll see you in just a bit. Don't go anywhere, because this movement continues. Nice job.
Well
yes,
done.
I love that.
It will continue, trust me. That's called the Tour de Fitness with Ryle and Kate. Also, Kate's got some tips for you if you are entering the cycle tour, so make sure you stay right there at your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here in S3.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and naturally, you just saw Ryle go through his paces ahead of the Cape Town Cycle Tour. It does get underway on Sunday, 10 March, and whether you're doing either the 42-kilometer, that's a nice one. Apparently, according to Dave Balez, that's the Croissant 42-kilometer, as well as the 109-kilometer. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's not just about getting on your bike and making your way across Cape Town. We do need some essentials, and that's why Kate Slagrova is here, not only to put Ryle through his paces, but also to give us some of the most amazing tips that we need ahead of the cycle tour. Kate, I know we've introduced you already, but thank you so much for your time today. Especially, Raul had a massive workout last night. And the way you got him, thank you.
I was going to say you went easy on him, man. Just take
Yeah,
a
it's
step
coming.
up a notch.
It's coming.
Oh, really?
It's coming,
What,
yeah. Sorry, Ryle. Sorry, boy. Sorry.
That was just the warm-up.
But this is the thing. You need to prep your body. And at least
Yes.
with cycling, it's a set parameter. And once you get that bedded down, you can do anything.
True.
You just need to access that. So where does it begin for you? What is the pull with cycling? What's the enjoyment factor for you? Why has this kind of stolen your heart?
I've been riding bikes since, I don't know, 5 years old. So I love the freedom of riding and sharing my passion with everyone around me, children, women and men, everyone.
Yeah?
But yes, I would recommend that everyone does, let's say, twice a week or 3 times a week, short workout to prepare your body. Also, not just cycling, but also it's good to do some strength training and core training so that your body is strong overall.
Yeah, it's a big deal, yeah.
Because you can suffer on the bike,
Yes.
especially if you're not like a very seasoned cyclist. You're going to suffer if you sit on the bike for 5 hours. You need your upper body also strong and your core muscles also strong.
Sacred boss.
Yes, definitely. This is good advice for you.
And it really helps to also increase the leg strength. It helps also coming up the cyclobossi and other climbs.
No, that's very true. And also the glutes. I hear the glutes, you have to be strong in that
Yes,
department because, you know,
exactly.
that particular seat, it's a problem for so many. However, let's talk about nutrition because I think
Okay.
people go
Yes.
they go quite extreme with nutrition. And I think it'd be nice to kind of get a nice step-by-step from you, as in the things we should be looking at consuming now to almost prep the body for absorption of the vitals that they need when you actually do the cycle tour.
So ideally, you would practice on your weekend training ride. You
Yes.
would practice what you're going to do on the race day. So you would have a normal breakfast that you normally have. Before the race, you try and have it quite early so that the breakfast can digest. You wouldn't have anything like too heavy, but something that you are used to and that you like to eat and that your body is used to.
Yeah.
And then on the bike, you should have 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates for women and 60 to 90 grams of carbohydrates for men, for larger men. Because they have more muscle, usually they weigh more. But also you need some electrolytes and you need to drink a lot. But yes, you want to practice it. You don't want to try anything new on the day.
Don't shock your system. Yeah,
Yes.
So if you're going to use a gel, test the gel out. If you're going to use an electrolyte, test it out. You don't want to try anything new. That's basically the rules. Test it out. Have
Okay.
something, I would say, I always tell my clients, have a snack every 30 to 45 minutes. Have something to eat, have a gel. So quite often, you don't want to like not eat for 2 hours and then it's
Yeah,
just
you don't
all
want the up
downhill.
and
Then
down
you want
crash,
to try and
yeah.
eat a lot and it's too late already. So you
Yeah.
start eating an hour after the start already.
Oh, wow. Because it is. I mean, it's quite a distance, and there is a lot to motivate you, and you get dragged along by the other cyclists, which I love, but it gets real. There's always a moment or two
Yes.
where it really does get real.
So another thing to practice is, that's why I've got the cycling top, so that when you're cycling, you need to be able to grab into your back pocket, especially for the beginners. Practice that on the bike, and to practice that you can drink. Yes, you reach it from here, that you can do that.
You
Practice
can't
it
hold your
on a
mate while you're doing
Yeah.
it. You know,
parking spot. Yeah, so that you don't cause accidents and you don't fall on the bike.
You've mentioned water a few times. How do we manage our hydration during that period? I know the electrolytes play a
Yeah,
big
so
part.
I try and add an electrolyte sachet in, and or energy drink. Yes, usually the energy drink should have some electrolytes
put
in
back
as
in.
well. You can have, usually I try to have 2 water bottles, one with energy drink and one with the electrolyte. And you try and drink about a water bottle per hour.
Okay.
But for the racing snacks, you know, you push hard, so you leave with the 2 water bottles, and they usually don't stop. They make it on the 2 water bottles. So they'll probably have 1.5 water bottles per.
Wow.
Wow.
And they'll have, for 3 hours, they'll have
Yeah.
2 water bottles, yeah.
Look after
But
yourself.
the slower people, they need to stop on the water
Yes.
points that are hopefully well stocked. And they
Always.
can grab a banana, Coke. Also
Yeah.
test the Coke. If you're going to have that Coke, test
That
it.
can spike you, yeah.
Yes.
How you're going to feel afterwards.
This is great. Some great advice over there with regard to carbohydrates and also getting your body primed for absorption. So if you are going to do your training rides over the weekends, make sure you practice that nutrition and that hydration cycle while you're on your bike. I think that's going to be good advice. Kate, I do need you to put Raul through his paces now. Can we turn it up a notch?
He's
I'm actually going to
warmed up.
send you
He's
off. You can
warmed
go
up.
to Raul now. I'm going to send you off to him because he's waiting for you.
Thank you, guys.
That'd be wonderful because I know that he's been asking me to say to Kate, please motivate her to actually give me a proper workout. So I'm going to...
Yeah, challenge laid down, challenge accepted.
Here we go.
Now, I think just a little bit of the right kind of prep will make all of the difference on race day. Let's see if we can garner a few more gems.
Yeah, I'm watching you. I can see that sinister smile on your faces, lads. But don't worry, I'm excited for this one. I really got the rust off the body. If you joined us in this previous session with Kate, it was incredible. Warmed up, mobility sorted. So let's continue our cycling-inspired fitness journey. Now, this time we're going to embrace a full-body workout designed to strengthen and tone, which is mirroring the dynamic movements of cycling. And, of course, Kate's here to show us how easy and how much fun this can be. So let's get straight into it.
Great. Let's
And don't
do
listen
it.
to the boys, by the way, okay?
Okay, grab your weights.
Okay.
Okay, we've already warmed up, so we're going to go straight into it. We're going to go nice deep squat and a shoulder press. We're going to go inhale down, exhale, lift up. Make sure your back is straight, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale. Okay, I want you to do this for 1 minute.
So a minute of this, all right?
Minute of this.
Okay.
We have a limited time, so we're going to throw in a quick push-ups and a row. I'm keeping the weights. I'm going to go down.
Oh, so use the weight as like a grip.
Yes, and then I'm going to push up, come up, and I grab this weight and I twist around. This is quite advanced. If you are beginner, you can go on your knees with a push-up like this, and then you twist from the knees. Yes?
Okay.
Okay, this is quite tough, so 10 reps of this is very good. Probably enough for you.
And you can feel your core needs to work
Yes.
here as well to
The core and the
stabilize
upper
you.
body is really important for the cyclist.
Shoulder
as well.
stabilization as well.
Yes.
So another minute of that exactly?
Yes,
More or less?
that's
All right,
it.
so 2 exercises done. That would have been about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Moving over to the third movement.
Okay, one of my most favorite exercises, one leg deadlift.
Ooh.
Strengthening the glutes. Inhale, leaning forward, keeping the back straight. Exhale, we lift up. Balance. Look forward at something. Helps with the balance. Exhale, lift. Okay, you will do 30 seconds, one leg. And then you swap to your other leg.
The glute is burning.
Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lift. Important, keep the back straight. If you're working out on your own, stand in front of the mirror sideways so you can see your back straight. And you want to feel those glutes. Think of those glutes, yes?
Yeah, and this is so good just for the stability. My core has to work, the hips, the glutes. This is a great leg workout. I think cyclists, runners, anybody is going to especially enjoy this one.
Awesome. We're going to grab the kettlebell.
All right, kettlebell time.
Okay, I know you've done lots yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, this is quite a light one. We're gonna go inhale, exhale, throw the kettlebell forward. This must be really a swing. And again, your back must be straight. You're squeezing your glutes. And if you're done, swap arms
One hand there, okay.
to make your core work again more. One of the great full body exercises for cyclists. Okay.
Whew, the legs are going, the blood is pumping. We can feel this workout. How many reps or how long would you go for? Another minute of this?
Again, 1 minute, yes.
Right.
Amazing.
Woo.
Okay, I'm going to throw in one more core exercise. Very important for cyclists to keep the core strong also.
Yeah.
So we're going into plank. Okay, so if you're beginner, you just start here, holding here. If you are a little bit more advanced, you can throw in a couple of knee
Whoa.
to elbows.
Okay, level up. Whoa.
Yes. You can do maybe 20 reps of that. And then you do a triceps plank. Because also you want the arms strong for the bike. You won't believe it, but after double century, Osaka through, your triceps can be really stiff and tight.
Supporting your weight on the handlebars, yeah.
You need the arms also strong because you don't want to have strong upper body so you can paddle up fast so you're not in pain. Okay, are you feeling it?
Yeah, definitely.
Make sure your stomach is pulled in and your back is straight. Okay. Awesome. We're going to do one more exercise. Come stand
Okay, well,
up. Come on,
clearly
come on.
you paid attention to
do
the
this.
lads. You're definitely making us work here. We've got one more to go, okay.
We need to do side lunges as well. So we're going to do a long side step. We're going to take this kettlebell around our body again to get the upper body going nice and low. Good. Make sure again your back is straight. Inhale down. Exhale, you're pushing off and you're using the glutes again here. You want to feel the glutes and this in the thigh. Okay.
And then also not only just the glutes and in the thigh, but we're also getting a nice stretch on our other leg as well while we're doing it.
Yes.
So good bang for our buck here right now.
Yes, because cycling is the forward motion. You also want to get some side motion, and the inner thighs can actually cramp up bossy. So you want to keep it, go to the other side.
Yeah, so on the other side right now. So once this is done, that will officially complete what seems like an incredible super circuit. This is great stimulation for the legs, but not just the legs, the core stability. I think cyclists, runners, or any athlete out there will definitely benefit from doing a workout like this. Ken, thank you so much for coming through. I think we're inspired to get our cycle on, and doing a workout like this, we're definitely going to be prepared like no other. So I can't thank you enough for coming
Perfect.
through.
Well done.
Good luck for all the other adventures that you get up to with your body, but it seems like you're in
Thank
tip-top
you.
shape for it. So Mzansi, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you inspired to get your cycle on. And it's time to head to the next one. Whoa, that was a proper workout actually. Nice stuff. Woo.
I love it. He's out of breath. Thank goodness. Kate, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And naturally, we love it. We love crushing it on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to continue to do so because what we do have is opportunity. You know, Matrix, I want you to focus up because what we do have for you is some top tips that you may need as you head into what is going to be a fantastic year. Plus, if you do want a little bit of a recipe, we've got a trending recipe. We've got a 3-ingredient lemon ice cream that we saw online, and we're going to give it a shot. Hopefully, we'll crush it. Stick around.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining our conversation as we take a slightly different turn, hopefully inspiring those of you that are thinking about the long-term goals. And I think while many high school learners anxiously await their matric results, we've got two matriculants, Adam Ali and Grant McClareth from Redham House, Constantia, who can breathe a little easier knowing that they have at least 5 distinctions each in their final reports. I think that deserves a bit of a round of applause because we know what comes with Those distinctions is a lot of hard work and focus. And apart from talking about their success, they are joining us to discuss their process of selecting the right subjects. And educational psychologist Albert Keat also joins us to discuss the importance of maybe a little career guidance and understanding how subject choice can shape your career path. I know it's early days. You may well change your career about 5 times, I think is the norm. But these are the first few steps. So first of all, congratulations, boys. I know
Thank you.
it's a pretty steep uphill climb to get to this point, so well done. But Albert, I want to start with you because I think there is this interesting kind of dichotomy where you think your whole future rests on the subjects that you choose. And there is a little bit of truth to that because it does speak to the long-term vision and goal, but it's not the final say. So how do you go about selecting subjects when entering into that phase?
That's tough. There's a lot of factors obviously playing in. I can tell you what not to do.
Let's start with that.
Let's start with,
always
yeah.
good for
So
boys, yeah.
what you shouldn't do is follow what everyone else are doing. So you don't do it because your friends are in that class, or they're doing this, or they're doing that, or there's a teacher that you necessarily don't or do like.
You gel with, yeah.
Or you gel with. You know, those are still some factors that play into it. But in terms of choosing, you have to know. Well, you don't have to know, but you have to know what they can give you, the subjects. What doors do they open, and especially also what doors do they close? Because some of them do. And as you said, it's not a final say. There's a lot of bridging courses after school that you can go do if you realize, okay, but I'm changing now, because we do evolve. Yeah, we evolve when we go through high school, and it's a big time of change. And we are in grade 9. I mean, grade 9 is so early for subject choice, and you're making a choice that can potentially determine your whole life.
Or impact later.
Or impact later, so...
Yeah, and I think it really does help to take the pressure off this notion of, okay, it's going to define my success or not, but rather inspire me to go out and achieve. Clearly, you've been inspired, boys, and congratulations in that regard. Adam, first of all, what subjects did you choose?
I chose business studies, life sciences, physical sciences, and pure maths.
And pure maths.
Yes.
Clearly, that inspired you, motivated you to approach us. What was it about those subjects that got you as connected to the content, got you inspired to kind of do as well as you've done?
Well, I think I've always been an analytical person. I've always been interested by sciences and maths. So pursuing those subjects because I have a serious aptitude for it and serious interest for it.
Passion, yeah.
And a passion for it, yeah.
I love the fact that you've got to think about the bigger picture. You don't have to be too granular in terms of what you want out of it, but you've got to learn how to learn. And that's a major, major part of it, to keep yourself motivated, to keep going in that sense. What kept you motivated? Because this is quite a long journey. It's not just, okay, I'm going to nail these final end-year exams. You've got to kind of keep that going.
Yeah, well, I think my brother he's still a huge idol in my life.
Oh,
and
champion.
he did well in his matric year as well. So that definitely ignited the motivation. But to keep it, I would say just the pure feeling of getting the good results back always motivated me.
What subjects did you choose?
Accounting, economics, and music, and also math pure.
I like that, a bit of music, just to balance it out, man, just to give a bit of an edge there. When you go on that kind of journey of discovery to look for those subjects, all of that says you've got to kind of know yourself. Where does that journey begin? Is it worth sitting down with the counsellor to have that chat, to look at your own pressure points, the things that do inspire you and that are going to keep you connected to the content? What do you recommend?
Definitely. I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a psychologist or a counsellor. Obviously, they are the professionals in what they do. Yeah, they do. But self-discovery can be in various forms. So there's a lot of resources on the internet about personality types and things like that you can go practice, and you can fill in these questionnaires and stuff like that, which isn't, I mean, I'm not advocating for it to be the perfect and the correct thing, but it can give you an idea.
A step in the right direction.
And a lot of times when you read something, then you're like, oh, that is a lot like me. And then you can go from there. But as he mentioned as well, he knew what type of person he was. He was analytical and he liked that side of things, and that can inform it then. So that's such an important thing to know yourself. But sitting down with a counselor, sitting down with a psychologist, and going through that, learning what your values are, learning what your personality traits are, learning all of those type of things, because sometimes we have all of those things, but we don't know obviously what
just
they are, and we
haven't
don't know what we
identified it
value.
yet, for sure.
Some people might say, well, I want to make a lot of money. And it's like, I'm going to go be a deep sea diver, I'm going to make a lot of money. Then you disregard the fact that you hate isolation, that you're going to be isolated like under the water for 4 days or whatever. So it's all of those type of things, and you have to look at everything and look at it holistically to determine where you can end up and what you want to do one day.
Completely, and that can change. And the world of work is changing literally every day. It's the most exciting frontier, but you want to prepare yourself with those skills and that motivation. That a lot of that stems from purpose, from knowing yourself, knowing what's going to propel you forward. And this is a great roadmap to follow for parents as well. If you don't sit and talk with your kids, you're not going to understand what pushes their buttons, what inspires them, what's going to get them to the point of wanting to get those results. So have this conversation with them right now. There is an opportunity to open your world up. The subjects are there. You've just got to make the right decisions based on what works for you.
All right, so we've had some great tips for you, Matrix. That's fantastic. How about a tip with regard to some training recipes as well? Very easy to do. Social media has been a buzz about this one, all right? But the thing is, we need to test whether it works or whether it fails.
I don't think it's going to work, bro. I'm having
Three
doubts here.
ingredient lemon ice cream. That's all it is. I mean,
be.
the streets are up in arms about this recipe as well. In fact, let's just check it out very quickly.
Okay.
Did you know if you blend 3 lemons with coconut milk and maple syrup, then transfer the mixture to an ice cube tray, freeze, then blend again, you will have just created the creamiest, most refreshing 3-ingredient lemon ice cream. Enjoy!
I know why. I actually know why. If you look at that video, right, they actually had those lemons in like this.
Literally, did they?
And they just dropped it
didn't
in.
even like
and they blended it.
Take the skin off.
There's nothing. Not even a
Are
little...
you going to do the same? Like,
Well, I mean, if you're going to test it properly, we should do it with the skins on.
are you sure?
No, because you know you can actually, like, there's a Brazilian drink you make with it, the actual, you know, skins are in there. But I
What
mean,
drink
maybe
is that?
it's like a beautiful type of, it's a cocktail. I'm not going to say that because it's too early in the morning for cocktails.
Okay, all right.
But-
But we are nevertheless always
3
keen for ice cream. And I don't believe this. I do not believe it. So what are the 3 ingredients? We've got a lemon.
Lemon,
Yeah.
honey, coconut milk.
Nah.
Klar.
Nah, I have my doubts, bro. I got my
Klar.
doubts. So we're actually going to try this? We're going to put it to the
Let's give it a shot. So
test?
all we have to do apparently is we have to put it in here,
Okay.
blend, go in the ice trays, and then what happens is when they come out of the ice trays, we actually blend it again in order to make the actual
You're taking
ice
that iced up sort of goodness
Yes.
that you've just created and mushing it up. Is that why they got it so like creamy looking?
Do you think we should do it with the skins on?
I don't
Do you-
know, bro.
but-
Like,
'cause-
everything against me says no, but like I'm here for it though because that's what the video had. What do you
Okay.
think? I don't know.
Let's do it.
That's hectic.
No, let's do it.
Straight in.
Let's do it.
Straight in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well.
So let's cut the ends off at least.
Okay,
Let's see
let's
what
get
happens.
some of that like
This is gonna be
foliage
great.
and that cellulose off
You know
there,
what?
but
I-
like that it.
You might,
it.
yes, you might actually.
Not
we
even
could
like
do
cut it in half.
in the style of Brazilian lemonade. Yeah, we can
Sure.
let that work.
Okay,
So
just like
that's
that.
it.
This
And-
is for
and that's it.
Brazil.
Hold on.
This doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right,
But
bro.
you know what? Sometimes it shouldn't.
Okay,
I
let's
think
go for it.
Do,
Let's
can
go
we
for
just
it.
do one lemon?
Are
Because
you,
now
are you having doubts? Are you nervous, bro?
I'm thinking about we're about to break the blend.
Okay,
That's what we're
okay.
about to do. So let's do this. And then what we need in here as well is
Some milk?
Some milk. So we're going to pop the milk in there as
Alright.
well. This is going to be great.
I can't believe there is a whole unpeeled lemon. in
I know
there,
there
people.
is. All right. And then
Some honey.
honey.
Now look, I can vibe with these ingredients actually, just as there is
Honey.
already. I mean, this is some
Honey.
good stuff. This is already looking good, but a whole lemon. A whole lemon. A whole lemon. Okay, so we actually gonna...
We're going to do this.
We're doing this.
We're doing this.
Are you sure? Internet, this is for you.
This is the internet.
This is the internet that has
doing
made us do
the
this.
things to us. I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly
Should
feel...
should you like put it on and
I
stand
feel
or in
like
case
the viscosity is going to be crazy. That's what I'm saying. We might actually break this thing.
maybe like a blade just flies. I mean, like, close your eyes, bro. Like,
Shall we go
just
for
be
it?
careful.
Let's
Okay,
go.
Let's do it. He's going! So far, so good. So far, so good.
So far, so great.
Yeah. Hey, man, and I can see the lemon literally coming through.
It's actually looking quite good so far. I'm very happy with this.
Look at the taste.
All right. We're done.
Did it actually
So now,
work?
it actually worked.
No ways. It's
Smell
perfectly-
that. It smells amazing.
Ooh.
And now we just need to decant into our ice trays as well, and then we'll do that very quickly. There we go.
Oh, I can see this vibing. Look at the consistency already,
That actually looks really
man.
great. That's
Just
what you're
add
doing.
a little bit of frozenness to that.
Yeah, and then we're good
we
to
are
go.
winning.
This is fantastic. No, I feel like this is going to work. I think this actually could work. I don't know.
Litos, this is
All
looking
right.
actually really
So,
incredible.
Let's just fast forward because we actually have the ice done and dusted. Now what you have to
So
do
you
is put
actually
this
prepped
back,
this up earlier?
in here.
Oh,
which is
beautiful.
another thing.
Okay, so this
Exactly.
goes back in the
So-
blender to get that little ice cream vibe.
That's correct. Okay.
Love that.
Give me a second. I want to rinse this out for a
While
sec.
you're at it, do you
Talk amongst
mind if I
yourself.
just go against the grain here? And I have to try
it.
this, man.
We have to give it a shot. What does it taste like?
Ooh.
Let's drop it in here again.
Ooh.
Is it good?
Whoa.
Drop it in here.
So it's really, I'm not going to throw this one in there because I just put it, but
Go.
whoa,
Do it.
man.
All of it. All of it. Let's make it. We're doing that. Just drop it in. Drop it in. Drop it in.
No, it's a
drop
vibe
it in.
already.
It is a vibe. Okay, this is going to work. And apparently you can do some crushed biscuits over it for some texture as well, which is
Okay.
great. Here it goes.
I see ice cream.
Don't try this at home. Or maybe you should. Can you see that? That is like what we're going
literally
for here.
see the magic
so,
happening,
so
man.
this is the thing. So what I'll do is, right, just to kind of, you see where we're going there?
it's there, when
Let
I
me give you an
look at the
idea.
screen.
This
Hold
is where
on.
we're going there.
Oh,
Let's give it a, we should give it a taste. We should totally
bro,
do that.
this is insane. I can't believe
We
it
should
looks
give
like
it a
it's
taste. I mean, okay, let's be posh. Right? They
Oh,
gave us
come
a
on,
bowl.
yo, let's show off. Yeah, let's
We
show
might as
off.
well do a little. Okay, we might as well do a little posh like scoop here. All right, there we go.
MG.
Okay,
That looks like it's actually
there we
worked.
go. So that's our little.
What?
But remember, we have to test this.
Little
Okay, give it a
presentation there.
test.
So we've taken this in, guys. Look at this. Let me just hide this away. Look how good this looks, guys. 3 ingredients. Carlitos has gone for the taste test already.
Paddle, please. Right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Honestly,
Okay.
honestly, for me. For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, be honest, be honest.
It's a success.
It's a success.
It is so good.
indeed.
It is
Whoa.
so good. It works.
I think even the lemon being used with the skin, that's what's
Yeah.
adding that zestiness. It just really rounds this thing up. Well done, Internet.
Oh.
Thank you for coming through. I hope we served you well. It's a success!
Success.
Success!
Oh, you can make my day.
Get ready for the sweetest competition of the year thanks to Bayers. You stand a chance to win a dream getaway to officially the city of love, Paris, baby.
Now, purchase any sweetie pie, keep your till slip and scan the QR code in store or online to complete the entry form. 1 entry per till slip.
Oh, I know you cannot wait for this one, but let me remind you that the competition closes on the 12th of Feb, and your T's and C's do apply. Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It really, truly is feeling good. I'm feeling inspired. I'm ready to move. I'm getting to get a bicycle. I get my cycle on, man.
Yeah, well, you've put in the hard work this morning. You've certainly earned that, right, buddy? Thanks for taking one for the team. But we put it out to you guys, of course, with the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Entries coming to a close on the 31st of January. Have you ever thought about or gone and done one of these big endurance events? So let's hear what the people had to say.
Yeah, Laura Wetton comes through and says, good morning, my favorite people. You guys look absolutely amazing. That's obviously thanks to G. We're just the supporting acts. It's always a pleasure watching you on set. I've always wanted to climb up Mount Everest, but to prepare is a lot at stake. That'll be a huge challenge, not only physically, mentally, but also emotionally. Go for it, man. That is an insane challenge.
Oh, but people are doing it. South Africans love doing it, embracing it. But you're absolutely right. When you take on things like that, it's potentially life-ending. You've got to do the prep.
Yeah, that's huge. We've got a voice note actually that's coming through right now. I think it's Colleen. We've got lots of voice notes, but we've chosen Colleen's one for this one. Colleen, what you got to say about this?
Good morning, Expresso. It's Colin from Delphia. I've thought about entering the Spa Women's Walk this year again, because last year I entered it and I enjoyed it very, very much. Have a nice day, everyone.
Do it, because you meet your community.
That's true.
That's the joy of doing these kinds of events. Now, we spoke about it earlier. The Mother City puts her best foot forward during the cycle tour, but any one of these events, it gives you an opportunity to become emotionally invested in that space, but it's the people that you're doing it with that make all the difference. So go out there and embrace it. Change your life. Go and take on a big endurance event. Maybe the cycle tour is the one for you. And, of course, those entries close on the 31st of January.
Yeah, for now, though, we're going to keep you inspired with all things cycling, get the motivation going, but official duties must commence, and Carlitos is standing by with the latest.
Thank you, gents. 1 minute after 7 o'clock, let's take a look at your news. 11 suspects are set to face charges, including murder and the illegal discharge of firearms in the Port St. John's Magistrates Court today after shooting at the taxi rank resulted in 3 deaths and 5 being wounded. Police seized 15 firearms, including AK-47s and shotguns, with 328 cartridges. The incident is linked to a dispute between local taxi associations. Ongoing discussions aim to resolve the conflict. Now, addressing matriculants at the Gatwentle Secondary School, reopening in Karankuwa near Pretoria, Basic Education Minister Andrew Motshekga urged them to broaden their perspectives beyond universities and consider technical and vocational education and training, the TVET colleges. Motshekga emphasized the crucial role of technical skills in the country's economic growth, highlighting the potential for employment and entrepreneurship in the technical sector. She mentioned the ongoing efforts with Umalusi and higher education to diversify the country's skills. The matric results are scheduled for release this evening. On to international news. America's Biden administration has expressed approval of the agreement for providing medication to Israeli hostages and humanitarian aid supplies to Palestinians in Gaza. Mediated by Qatar and France, the deal involves sending supplies from Doha to Egypt for distribution in Gaza starting today. Approximately 45 hostages with chronic illnesses will benefit from the medication. The U.S. envoy to the Middle East is optimistic that ongoing discussions may lead to the release of more hostages, and Hamas currently holds some 130 people captive in Gaza. Now, Rwandan President Paul Kagame has suggested the possibility of returning money to the UK if no asylum seekers are sent to Rwanda as part of the deal with the UK government. The UK has already paid £240 million with an additional £50 million pending. Kagame clarified that the money would only be utilised if asylum seekers were relocated to Rwanda. Rwandan government spokesperson Yolandi Makolo stated that while there was no obligation to refund the money, they would consider it if the UK formally requests a return. And sensational SA singer Tyler, known for her hit song Water, is set to perform at the Coachella Music Festival in California, the US, alongside renowned artists such as Doja Cat, Lana Del Rey, Blur, and No Doubt featuring Gwen Stefani. Now, Tyler, real name Tyler Laura Seethel, made history as the first SA solo artist since Hugh Masekela over 5 decades ago to feature on the US Billboard Hot 100. The 22-year-old from the East Rand recently debuted on American TV with appearances on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show and The Voice. Coachella, an annual global attraction, has in the past hosted iconic acts such as Lady Gaga, Prince, Madonna, and Beyonce. Tyler's sure in some epic company nowadays. In fact, Coachella is very lucky to have our very own Tyler. That's it for news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at your sporting action with G.
It's all going down at AFCON. Let's bring you an update there as we start with football. In Morocco, they dominated a 10-man Tanzania in their 2023 Africa Cup of Nations opener, securing a convincing 3-0 win at the Laurent Pokou Stadium last night. So Romain Sass, he initiated the scoring in the first half, and then late goals from Azzedine Umnahi and Yusuf En-Nesri, sealing that to triumph and propelling the Atlas Lions to the summit of Group F. A nice early message to send out. Now let's turn to some explosive local cricket in Nepal. Royals, they delivered a comprehensive performance yesterday, securing a dominant 7-wicket victory against the Joburg Super Kings in their T20 clash at Bulan Park. So the Royals, their bowlers excelled in limiting the Super Kings to just 134, and Jos Buttler unbeaten on 70 of 37 deliveries, and Vian Loba contributing 39 of 30. They forged an impactful 87-run partnership and then ultimately sealing the game decisively in favour of the Royals with 5 overs to spare. And a little further afield, but staying with cricket in a thrilling encounter, India, they clinched victory against a very spirited Afghanistan in a dramatic second super over, securing a clean sweep in their T20 series. So Rohit Sharma's remarkable century and unbeaten 121 of just 69 balls that propelled India to 212 for 4. And despite Afghanistan's very spirited response, reaching 212 for 6, the match ended in a tie. And that means the first super over then also resulted in a tie, reminiscent of that 2019 World Cup, of course. And then in the second super over, India were able to triumph, scoring 11 for 2, emerging victorious with Rohit once again contributing all the runs, and then Ravi Bishnoi's stellar bowling securing the win. Now, a couple of shocks in the year's first Grand Slam in a surprising turn of events at the Australian Open second round. 6th seed Ons Jabeur and former champion Caroline Wozniacki both faced defeat at the hands of rising Russian talent. So Mira Andreeva, a 16-year-old sensation, she absolutely dominated Jabeur with a resounding 6-love, 6-2 victory in just 54 minutes. Meanwhile, 20-year-old qualifier Maria Timofeeva, she showcased remarkable resilience against the 2018 champion Wozniacki, coming from behind 1-6 to secure that 6-4, 6-1 triumph in the end. So some talent and names to watch on the rise. But that's where we leave our sport for now. I think the roads should be easing into action. Let's bring you the latest on the traffic front.
Yeah, thanks, G-Man. They definitely are easing this morning and not too much to report on, except for in Cape Town. Now, when it comes to traffic, there's congestion on the N2 inbound at Jake's Gravel, and you can expect delays and do allow for more travel time if you are passing through the area, as you can see from those visuals. And again, for anybody else heading out on the roads, buckle up, stay safe and plan accordingly. We now head to the skies to see what's happening with the latest when it comes to weather. Now, diving into weather news, anticipating scorching weather in the Western Cape. This is where temperatures are expected to surpass 40 degrees in the West Coast and Namakwa districts. And the SA Weather Service has issued a stern warning of extremely elevated fire risk conditions for Cape Town, the West Coast district, and the Drakensberg municipality. Now, extreme caution is advised, and residents are urged to implement stringent fire safety measures to mitigate the heightened risk of wildfires in these areas. Now, yesterday, some 100 firefighters tackled a Table Mountain wildfire exacerbated by strong winds in Cork Bay. Now, hikers were urgently evacuated from the area, and in Franschhoek, a fire near Roberts Flay Road was partially contained, and fire crews maintained vigilance to ensure control in affected areas amid heightened fire risks and extreme weather conditions. Well, from our weather news, we dive into that sunrise view of the hour once again, and a spectacular shot being shared by Mark Bosman from George. You had the following to say as well with this one, accompanying it with a beautiful message saying, "Good morning, team. May your journey 2024 be a continuous stream of prosperity and good health." But with a picture like this, Mark, you are definitely inspiring us. Thank you so much, and keep these incredible pictures coming. We love seeing how you start your day wherever you are in the country, or hey, even the world. The number is 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's see what you can expect for your temperatures in your side of town.
Oh, we love it. It is going to be hot out there, so stay indoors and have a little fun on your device and possibly win big. If you're a lover of the game, you can use that critical sports knowledge to predict match day results and then claim your share in today's sports stake jackpots, and your chances of winning big could be a reality off the pitch. If you're as useless at football as me.
You're okay. I mean, your team maybe. But dodge, it's fun. I'm kidding, I'm joking, right? You can play your favorite sports stake game on the nationallottery.co.za website. So make sure to play now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights to #BeInjaYeGame. Good luck.
Now, of course, we've got another inspiring hour of the show headed your way. After the break, we're going to continue with a bit of career guidance, if you will. We've been delving into the kind of subject choice you need to look into when plotting that long-term goal. You don't have to have it all bedded down, but hopefully we'll inspire you to go out and explore a little bit more.
Of course. And then, of course, lunchbox snacks, it seems to be quite simple. However, we got a couple of tips and tricks for you, so don't worry about that. We got you covered. Stick around.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue our discussion with some pretty high-achieving matriculants. We're talking about Adam Ali, Grant McClareth, as well as Donna Schmidt, now joining the party with 8 distinctions who's going to throw into that hat, all from the incredible Rhythm House Constantia, alongside educational psychologist Albert Keat. This time looking at the importance of exploring different career paths before we make those hard and fast decisions. We gave everyone else a round of applause. Can we give Donna a round of applause for 8 distinctions, girl? That's incredible.
Thank you.
How do you put that in perspective? Did it feel really challenging, or you just wired that way? What was the key to your success, do you think, Donna?
I think personal motivation, honestly, was the winner. So it wasn't my parents, it wasn't teachers, you had to do it for yourself.
For sure.
And I think, like Grant said, like looking at the results and just feeling so happy with yourself, it just kept you going throughout the year.
That's brilliant, because it's something special. But what you've done is you've taught yourself how to learn.
Yeah.
And in a marketplace and in a world of work that is changing so rapidly, that's probably the most important skill. It's not necessarily what you have known, but your ability to learn and take on new knowledge. I've got to ask, Donna, what's the career plan? What are you wanting to do?
Molecular biology and biotechnology is the name of the degree that I'm going into. And then from then on, I'm not quite sure where exactly it's going to take me, but
The highest bidder. That's where you'll go.
I'm
the
thinking
highest. Yep.
we'll just see what happens when I get there.
No, completely. And that space will have changed with the way technology and information
exactly.
sharing and everything has happened. So what's the career plan, guys? Grant, maybe I can start with you. What are you wanting to do now that you've given yourself this wonderful platform?
Well, I'm going to go study at Stellenbosch, math science, and then after that, probably spend a few years in the workforce, and then learn how to run my own business. That's the main plan. Yeah.
I like that, and I like the fact that everyone's got this notion of I can do this, but I can also do this, and I can combine these things. How have you wrapped your head around the career path? Because at this stage, you kind of, in all due respect, you barely know yourself because you're young, which is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. But how have you wrapped your head around kind of that long-term goal?
I think just self-trust, to be honest. I just have trust in myself. You know, because like Donna said, you need that self-motivation.
For sure.
I need that self-trust in order to move forward, in order to, you know, go. Yeah.
And you're going to have to back yourself because there are going to be so many moments where you're going to be tested. Those choices are going to be tested. And if you aren't a believer, if you're not driving yourself, like you say, no one else is going to push you across that line. Do you know what you want to do? Have you got a...
I want to study at UCT, Bachelor of Business Science with specialization in actuarial science.
Oh, nice. Quite a little team we are building here, a little Avengers. But I love that because a lot of this does speak to purpose. And we'll I think over the next coming weeks, a lot of us are focused on that because it's vital. It speaks to kind of how we action the talent and this wonderful kind of set of tools that we have. We need to point that in a direction. When we're taking that long-term kind of view of what career is going to suit me, you've spoken about the limitations, you've spoken about the things that we might not necessarily think about. In order to stay motivated, to stay connected to the work that we do, what boxes do we have to tick?
I think it's important to, as Donna said as well, your kind of intrinsic motivation, right? Your personal motivation. That's going to be the biggest thing, and various people find it in different places. It can be career goals, it can be kind of leaving a legacy, it can be doing well or doing good for the world. You know, so that motivation, you have to keep up with that, and you have to keep up with what's happening in your world of work.
For sure.
So even if you are in grade 10, 11, and you need to keep up, what are the new advances? What are the new things that are happening? What's the new connections between different industries?
How is AI going to impact my business?
Exactly.
Start with that.
And how can I use AI to work less hours?
And it's not a big scary thing. AI is just releasing the genius. From what I can see, it's just taking those brilliant minds that can now focus on creative thinking as opposed to just crunching numbers, which is an amazing thing. Donna, what scares you? What are you worried about entering into this next phase?
Well, I mean, you did just mention AI, and that is a big part of it. I would say I'm a bit nervous about the uncertainty of the field that I'm going into because it's always changing like most fields are. And I would like to make sure that I'm secure in my field, and that's quite difficult when it's always busy, always changing, new things coming in.
Adaptability. And we have to be that. I mean, as we talk about these things, the thought kind of makers, the change makers are busy hearing what you're saying, and they're changing it as we speak. That's how fast things are changing. So you've got to just kind of keep that adaptability in mind. What do you want? To be rich? To be successful? To make your mark? What is that deeper underpinning here?
Well, yes, obviously I want to be rich. But
you can leave it there if you want, bro. I mean, that's more than excuse me.
It's just been instilled inside of me. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. It's almost a hobby. It's not a job. It's a hobby.
And that's the thing, is you get to be yourself professionally.
Exactly.
Which is a crazy thing to say, but it can be purpose-driven. You can help people. You can do amazing things.
Work my own hours.
But when they say that, hey, you know that means with between like 12 and 16 hours a day, you can just choose how to point that lens. What are you most excited about in entering the world of work? What shackles do you want to release yourself from in terms of your schooling and embrace?
I think because of the fact that it's a maths-focused career I'm going in, I think it's just the mathematics. That's my favorite thing ever.
Because you have that kind of brain.
Yeah.
And imagine how amazing it is when you can apply that in the real world to real problems, to help people in relevant ways. I love the fact that there is a community of young people, and South Africans are ahead of the field here. We are purpose-driven, amazing young people that I think the rest of the world is looking to now as a kind of a true north, which is amazing. How do we motivate ourselves through this process? Speaking to the young learners out there that are about to take this next step, how do they keep themselves pumped and prepped up and embrace this?
I think they might even might be answering that better than me. Look, it's for everyone. I think it's important that everyone keeps each other motivated.
For sure.
We are very social beings, and I think for each other to talk to each other and hype each other up about things that we want to do one day and those type of things, that's important, to keep each other going in that sense. And to really, it's one friend tells you, oh, I want to be the CEO of this company one day. And like, oh, but you're never going to do that. And then, you don't want that actually. You want each other, you want your friend to be like, yeah, man, what are you going to do to get there? What are we doing? How can I help? How can I come with? That kind of thing. So it's a lot of not only, there's a lot of factors. It's not only just that kind of just staying motivated by yourself, but also keeping each other motivated.
Network. Yeah, completely. And this is the crazy thing. I mean, I've had moments like that where a delinquent friend of mine came and asked for a bit of help being coached for his first job interview, went on to become the Africa head of one of the biggest organizations in the world. You get to motivate each other, yes, at this stage, but then it's the strategic network that you're going to plug into when you're older. And we can recognize these things as being a little bit further along in this path. You have such a wonderful opportunity after what you've done for yourselves this year. So well done. Can we get another round of applause just for the sheer amount of distinctions on the couch at the moment? The lion's share of them sitting on that couch, not on this chair. But regardless of however you have done in Matric, it's not the beginning and the end. It's an opportunity to know yourself better, to learn more about those skills that you have, maybe the areas that you need to work on. And of course, it's an opportunity to go out and achieve something that you can be really, really proud of. So to all of you who have smashed it, well done. We know what it's taken.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the nice snacks, because I know that snacking is very, very important, and I've got a snack for you over here when it comes to information. Now, during the demanding school days, as you've seen our guest today, now, children have this heightened appetite. They come home from school and they're like, yo, I need 4 slices of bread ASAP. That's how it goes. And it's up to us, the parents, to provide our kids with wholesome snacks that are both satisfying and nutritious, which is sometimes a little easier said than done. But here to provide us with some fantastic snacky facts is somebody who is a registered dietitian. Tracy Yukachand is here, and I can tell you this is going to be absolutely incredible for you to focus in. So, Tracy, this is your first time on your Feel Good Breakfast show. How are you feeling?
Thank you for having me. Feeling good.
That's good.
Yes.
This is wonderful. So, I think snacks are very much one of those things that are not understood because, you can actually grab them and you can just go for it. But a snack to you as a dietitian, let's unpack it. Let's do completely layman's terms from the baseline. How would you describe a snack?
Right, so I want to give you the dietitian's definition
of a
snack.
Yes.
Right, because it can definitely be thrown out. So we want to say that a snack is a small amount of food, a small portion of food, with the emphasis on the word small, much like you and me.
Yes, indeed.
and we want to say that it should be individualized and it should be a healthy portion of food that's consumed between meals.
Okay, this is good. So a snack is not like leftover bolognese.
It could be.
Could it?
It could very well be.
So a plate of leftover bolognese, would that be a snack? Interesting.
A small portion.
A small portion, okay.
No portion distortion.
Oh, stop it. I like that.
Right? So we need to focus on a small portion. And if we are having a healthy snack, this can be a brilliant way to actually get in our nutrients for the day. So sometimes breakfast, lunch and supper is just not enough to get in essential nutrients like calcium, protein, vitamins and minerals. The sort of nutrients that are needed for children's growth and development. So a snack can be a potent way of getting in those good nutrients for the day.
This is good. So now let's stay there for a second for parents. Adding in a snack, right, that is healthy. What do we look for as parents to make sure that we're getting that right type of, I'm going to say, just, balance in terms of what that snack could be and could be added to a certain diet? So, what are we looking for in a healthy snack?
Carl, I like the fact that you use the word balance. Because well-balanced is what we want our snack to be. So a good idea is to start off with a low glycemic carbohydrate. So that would, I call them clever carbs. So these are the carbohydrates like seeded breads,
Yes.
whole wheat crackers. They're going to help to keep you full for long, so it gets your child through the day. Then we want to add some lean protein to that, some lean meat, chicken, fish.
Yes.
That's going to help sustain you, give you the protein, amino acids to get you through the day, help with muscle growth, and top that up with some good fats, some healthy essential fats, your omega-3s. So we're looking at nuts, seeds, some oily fish. And then we're going to add some variety, color, texture to the snacks as well. So bring on the fruit, fresh fruit, your vegetables. That's going to just bring on the vitamins, the minerals, and boost the immune system. So that's what we're wanting from the ideal healthy snack. But make it colorful.
Yes.
Bring in texture. I mean, a child doesn't want boring meals. Fatigue can set in so easily. So we want to make it exciting for our little ones.
Yeah, gone are the days where you just like have a Vienna. Shh. I mean, no, I'm serious because I feel like that's the busy life in the socioeconomics of South Africa that we tend to do that with our kids. We just throw something on their table, but to focus on it's important. But timing is also important as well. I mean, you don't want to overload. So when do you think is a good time to take in a snack to kind of balance the day?
That's a good question. I mean, children's days can be extremely long. Some kids leave home really early in the morning, as early as 5 or 6 to get to school. Then there's extracurricular activities. They get home quite late. So the gaps between main meals can be extremely long. So you want to position a snack in between those main meals to keep kids sustained and well-fueled. But then there's also those really long matches, like cricket matches or games. It can be up quite a few hours. So you want to position a snack before a long game or practice or before a long test. I mean, matriculants have tests of up to 3 hours. So you want to get a snack in before those times.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much for that, because I think people just snack away and not sure about when to balance the entire day. But when it comes to, you know, looking for a healthier snack option, we tend to, as I said, we grab the convenient stuff as well. So, you know, are there any, you know, sort of hacks for the healthy snacks, you know, just in terms of finding those and making sure that they actually land up on the plate?
Yeah, so I would definitely go for the sort of snack that I think we need to look at simple, quick, convenient. We have busy lives. Also, we need to look at budget. Snacks don't have to be expensive. So we're looking at simple things like a slice of seeded bread with peanut butter. We're looking at dairy is such a fantastic way to get in your protein and your calcium. So pack in the dairy, be it a box of milk, a pot of yogurt, a block of cheese, throw in some fresh fruit with that. You've got a beautiful combination. So snacks can be so simple, but if you have the time, Carl, if you have the budget, then you can definitely go to town. You can make lovely mini colorful fruit skewers. You could do crudité veg. You can throw in mini everything, from mini quiches to mini kebabs, falafels. The sky's the limit. Please check out my website if you want more ideas. But I'm going to also add this, that it's really getting quite hot out there at the moment. So please invest in a really good cooler bag and an ice pack to put the foods in. And also, please encourage kids to have their dairy quite early in the morning, because things can spoil, especially, I think today it's getting up to 30 degrees.
That's correct,
So you don't want to leave dairy in for too late in the day.
This is fantastic. I'm looking forward to finding you online, because I think that you're one of those dietitians that should be on the radar so that we can actually make those good choices. Also encourage our kids to make the healthier snack choices as well. And I know you mentioned things like color and variety. I think, you know, and also observation-based learning is important. I think as parents, when we go for the convenient stuff, the kids are in the house doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
So we should be leading by example.
100%.
And I think that's actually a very good way, a little hack for parents to kind of say, you know what, if you're going to make sure your kids eat healthy, you have to actually lead by example.
Absolutely.
So there's a beautiful thing. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. That was a great first time, eh? It was amazing. She was amazing.
Awesome.
All right, so talking about that now, by stocking the right staples at home, you can set your kids up for success to ensure that they only reach for wholesome snacks throughout the day. Clover's range of cheeses, milks, yogurts and drinks will give you plenty of variety to create inspired snacks that will satisfy and, more importantly, nourish.
Absolutely love that conversation. Thank you so much for coming through. And we're going to still come through in the kitchen. Chef Clem's got a great recipe involving some fish fingers and a burger, and it's cost effective on top of that. But the main reason why I've also gotten suited up is because Ruben Garrett is in the building. Yeah, the one and only. The man is sounding so good right now. The sound checks have been incredible, but we're going to dive into a conversation with him, chat about the incredible year he's had and is already going to have, and then it's time to get entertained. Yes, all that and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
From the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, Mzansi, as promised, it's time to dive into another entertainer and see what they're all about, because we are joined by an energizing singer-songwriter. He's from Cape Town, and he recently dropped a new single that shares a message of love, support, and the reassurance that no one is alone when faced with challenges. My kind of language.
Of course. And now we have the one and only, all right? This is on your screen now. Focus on him. Ruben Garrett is here to make sure Expresso is lit up with all that inspiration. Ruben, welcome, and it's so nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's
a pleasure being here.
How you doing?
Good. A bit stressed, but good.
Why are you stressed?
What's stressing you, bro?
Let's talk.
That's the problem.
Let's talk.
So, talking is not one of my strong suits. I do have a bit of a stutter. When I sing, I don't. But when I talk, I do.
Really?
Oh, wow.
So when I have to do conversation or interview, I'm usually like, you know, I'm gonna stutter, but it's okay.
No, you know what the great thing is, right? What you just did is a display of vulnerability, and other people out there who also have a stammer or a stutter, now they know they can do it. You're a national TV
man, you are.
So that's why I'm saying be authentic, be
You're
yourself.
in good hands. You're in a safe place, man. This is where we let our leave our egos at the door. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
For anybody that has no idea who you actually are, okay, we're the lucky ones. We've gotten to hear you. We know about you. We have the history. But let's say there's a couple people living under a rock, because unfortunately there are. Talk to me about who Ruben is, what you're about, and what brought you to this space of your life, man.
Okay. So I am a singer-songwriter from Cape Town, obviously. My music, I tend to struggle a little bit every now and again to try and explain it to people, because I don't actually have a pinpoint on the genre that I particularly make. I usually just make what I feel like in the moment. But I've come to realize there is a bit of a Beatenberg meets Johnny Clegg meets Mikasa, African indie pop vibe there.
Okay.
Basically just feel good, energy, you know, happy, trying to be happy.
These are your expressions, man, raw emotions. I like that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a, I tend to write also stuff that it's got like a story behind the story.
Yes.
But I try to, because if I just write it as the thing it is, it would be very depressing. So I try to make it like happy. You know,
okay.
Great.
And I feel that. But can I just say that I hate the concept of genre. I think that people are too bent on their whole genre thing. You have a message. I want to hear your story. I don't care if it comes out through rock or pop or opera.
Exactly.
It's still a story. And I think music needs to be interpreted as such.
Yeah. And that's why I always try, when people ask me that, I always try to respond with,
yes,
what do you think it is? Or what do you feel or hear it is? Because that's always an interesting thing for me, how someone or people perceive your music as.
Yes.
Kind of a different perspective.
It's art.
Exactly.
It's art. You put things, it's like a gallery and you go there and like, oh, this looks like a rock. No, it looks like a flower.
Yeah.
It's different to everybody, which is okay.
Yeah.
And I know that locally we love you. Internationally, you're getting a lot of acclaim and hype on that side. And I think that with that international hype, are you doing something about it? Are you looking to go overseas a bit more often? Are you looking at the international market too when it comes to your music?
Yes, I do love bringing South African music and the culture that we have to the international market, because I feel like the culture that we have, especially because we are such a big rainbow nation, I feel like it's a very interesting, a very lovable, kind, diverse culture.
Yes.
That musically, I think there's so much to talk about, so much to bring that other cultures don't have.
Yeah.
And other countries don't have. So I was lucky enough to be featured in like an online magazine marketing company thing in LA, and then got a couple of tours in Europe and stuff. So it's great. It's amazing to be able to do that, to be privileged enough to do that.
I think there's something even more great here, bro. The fact that we've got a new single that's just come out, Smells Like Vanilla. Talk to me about this, bro. Inspiration behind that. Obviously, this is an exciting time. We get to release it to Mzansi in the world. What's the feeling like and what's the inspiration for this one?
It's been a long time. I wrote the song in 2019 already. I was in tour at the time in Europe, and when I was there, I really like sweets and snacks. So everywhere we go, I would tend to get like a snack that I really like, and there you get these vanilla wafer cubes, basically. And I would eat them everywhere we get. And my bandmate one day would just like, you smell like vanilla. And I thought, that sentence, like there's a hook there. And I wrote the song around it, and it's been a long time coming, but it's been an amazing journey, and I'm excited for what's ahead. Every time you think like, okay, cool, this is it, it's just like something more happens, something great happens. So it's a roller coaster, but it's great. It's an exciting journey. Yeah.
You should have an EP just for confectionery. Like, smells like vanilla, feels like chocolate. Like, you should do an entire confectionery EP and release it. Because you said you love snacks.
Yes.
Why not?
I think that's a great idea, because I think I need a sponsor from Mentos. You know those new chewy Mentos things?
I know. I know.
Check the eyes. He's like,
the only problem is there's not enough in a packet. Like you buy the packet, and it's a fairly big packet, but then you open it, it's like a pack of Lay's.
You drive me Mentos.
Chips.
That's the song.
Oh, there we go.
You're most welcome.
There we go. Can't wait to see.
Here all week.
Well, listen, brother, you've had a great chance to allow Mzansi to get to know you even better, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for being raw, real, and honest right now. I think that's what we resonate with. But we want to see you do your thing, so I'm not going to keep up any more of your time. I'm going to send you off so you can prep for some of the latest music you're sharing with us.
You smell like vanilla, eh?
He does, actually.
Okay.
He does, actually.
This is great. Okay, we're about to get a lovely performance by Ruben.
Oh, man, but let's be honest with that. I love how genuine he is,
vulnerability and authenticity, it's the best things ever.
That's what it's about, and that's what I think makes the artist so real and allows us to resonate with them, because they play music that you get, that makes you feel a certain way, and I think that's what this man has really done. So, without further ado, Mzansi, it's time to do exactly that. It's time to be entertained, and the one and only himself is standing by to do just that. Enjoy.
How's it? I'm Ruben, and this is Smell Like Vanilla. Vanilla, you tell me what it is. So baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind. I see you walking. Tell me what's on your mind. 'Cause people talking, I can see the worry drain from your eyes. So come on closer. Oh, and take my hand and look inside. Just come on over. I can see you waiting
can see the worry drain from your eyes. So come on closer. Take my hand and look inside. Just come on over. I can see you getting intertwined. Oh, na na, yeah. You smell like vanilla. You tell me what it is. And in that moment, you close your eyes. Don't know about forever. Let's just stay together. Baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind. You smell like vanilla. You tell me what it is. And in that moment, you close your eyes. Don't know about forever. Let's just stay together. Baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind. You smell like vanilla. You tell me what it is. And in that moment, you close your eyes. Don't know about forever. Let's just stay together. Baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind. Baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind. Baby, I'm just trying to ease your mind.
Yay! All right, so this is Come On Over.
Feeling low, don't you go down the rabbit hole. You got to know. See the starlight, up the flow. Form an appetite, 'cause you got to raise them slow. Come on over, grab a seat. It's a folded over, shake the dust from your feet. The time's all wasted, oh, can't taste it. Let me tell you something, the world is at your feet. Obstacle bound, you feel alone. You grab her hand, 'cause you know you got to go. See the coastline, dead ahead. There's some moonlight, 'cause you got to raise your head. Come on over, grab a seat. So fold it over, shake the dust from your feet. Time's all wasted, can't taste it. Let me tell you something, the world is at your feet. Come on over, grab a seat. So fold it over, shake the dust from your feet. Time's all wasted, oh, can't taste it. Let me tell you something, the world is at your feet. Losing control, the signs they show. You grab her hand, 'cause you know you got to go. And see the coastline, dead end. Glowing moonlight, 'cause you got to raise your head. So come on over, grab a seat. So fold-it clover, shake the dust from your feet. Time's all wasted, can't taste it. Let me tell you something, the world is at your feet. Time's all wasted, oh, can't taste it. Let me tell you something, the world is at your feet.
Thank you also very much.
Oh, Ruben Gerrits on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. He ain't going nowhere. What an absolute gem. That is like the most South African sound
So true,
you can get. So Chef Clem and I are suited up to play some fish finger Jenga. No, we're not. We're going to be making... Clem's, I know, we can if you want, dude. I don't want to spoil your fun. No, we're going to play a game that a lot of parents do play is how do you eat your child's leftover fish fingers, okay? And a lot of parents are going, I know exactly what you mean. We're going to make Clem's cost-effective fish finger burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Then if you are about to move into a res, you want to make it super comfy. You want it to be a sanctuary. You want it to be your safe place and maybe a little bit of a haven that other people want to come to as well because it's just awesome. We've got you sorted on the other side of this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. Yes, we know the kids are heading back to school and with January underway. Oh, it's a real thing. It's time to get creative in the kitchen. Plan ahead and stay under budget with Woolies' exceptional quality everyday W-list items. And here to dish up a delicious, cost-effective lunch and a lunchbox meal, and I love this one, at under 35 Rand per serving is our Chef Clem, here to save the parents.
And your wallet.
And your wallet.
Thanks to
It's a
the
difficult
W
thing.
list.
You want to be healthy. You want to make the right choices, but it can be economically quite challenging to do that. And often the quick fix isn't necessarily the healthiest option. Fish fingers are a great go-to because they've got the great textural element that kids love. They've obviously got the nutrients that are vital for a growing brain. There is just something about a fish finger that is very kid-friendly. But we want to ramp it up, man. We want our kids to just look forward to Fish Finger Day. It's not any old day. It's Fish Finger Day!
And there's something so nostalgic about that, like for us as well. You can smell when a fish finger's cooking. It's that crumb, that golden buttery crumb on the outside. And Woolies, I mean, it's all about sustainability. You know how Woolies does. And what they've done is they've swap. So what they've actually done is
the fish that's inside there, number one, sustainably sourced, of course, wild caught hake. I'm like, that's fancy.
Yeah.
And these are fancy fish fingers. Not all fish fingers are created equally.
No, they really aren't.
No,
because
they really
I've
aren't.
tested pretty much all of them. And hake lends itself beautifully to a fish finger because it's not too fishy. And that might sound silly.
It's true, though.
But it's not
very
overpowering. And I think for little palates, anything that's got too strong a flavor profile can be too much.
Absolutely.
That being said, there is a flavor profile that when combined with the right things can sing. So we don't want just a lovely crispy fish finger. We want a meal, something that's going to offer a bit of light and shade, something delicious, something that's going to have the other kids envying your lunchbox.
You know, lunchbox envy is real on the
it's a
playground.
thing, yo.
It's not only real on the playground, it's real in the office,
Oh, for
which I
sure.
love. I win that. That's me every day.
People be getting fired over that competition,
You
man.
call
don't
that an
understand.
office lunchbox?
Who took my fish finger burger?
Oh, if you take my fish finger burger, we're done. Okay,
Game over.
let's build this. Let's
Okay,
talk about
where do we start?
What I love about this is you can pop it in the air fryer, pop it in the oven, pop it in the
sure.
pan. My favorite way, in the pan.
Really?
I just feel like there's something about the way that the crust develops in the pan that I love the most. But you do get that extra crispiness when it's in the
Air fry.
Load
all
it,
all
put
day
it on,
for me.
all day. Got some buns and I just toasted them slightly. And I think you can actually take them off, G. I think we're good. So the buns get it nice and toasty. So that's going to do two things. It's going to create a bit of a barrier and it's going to add a little bit of texture. So then what I need you to do for me, G,
Where do you want to
is if you can get an avo and you can just smash it in this bowl for me.
I can do that for
With
you.
some mayonnaise, salt and pepper. Okay,
Oh,
we
I
need
love
like a kind of a guac. And because of the
Okay.
mayonnaise, and I'm going to add a little bit of lemon to it, that avo's not going to change color, which I absolutely love. No one wants to have brown guac.
And it's amazing. You can halve an avo, keep it in the fridge with a bit of lemon on for days, and it won't go brown. The lemon is a massive hack.
Especially
there.
Willie's avos, they just stay texture, color. They just hang around for a lot longer. I love that. So you're doing your thing. Ooh, picking up skills there for how to get your piece
Just
of
to
avo
make it a
up.
little bit easier, you know.
What else do I need to do? It's so easy. It's so easy. That's what I love about the recipe. And again, I like what you said earlier, how you're going to recipe for parents, because they know they're going to be eating the kids' leftovers.
Yeah,
So
and it is a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't become a parent until you've eaten a half-eaten fish finger or half-eaten and enjoyed it.
That's
and
your
absolutely
snack.
you loved it.
That's
Yeah,
your
exactly.
treat. That's your treat for the day.
If you're working on a calorie deficit, though, you just got to be careful because you become so used to just picking up whatever's left over. I'm big on like not wasting food, and I'm creative in the kitchen. I'll use anything, you know.
Oh, okay.
Which I want my kids to be like that because one day they're going to be a student. They're going to have to feed themselves. They're going to have to learn how to make 5 meals out of 1 packet of 2-minute noodles.
Oh, that's what and that's what I love about these lunchbox recipes is because besides the fact that it packs really well into a kid's lunchbox, if you're doing this for like a weekend lunch, it's quite nice because everything's kind of like, it's like an assembly line. And you must watch kids when they start cooking, when it's the instruction is just like put it all together, their eyes just light up and they get so excited. So something like this, to get them involved in the kitchen. I mean, young Jack smashing ever. I feel like just hands in there, you know, just get so busy with it.
A little bit finer.
So-
Look, this avo is a little bit green, but it's got enough softness to make it beautiful.
And this is the texture, and especially because you're making a sandwich that you can eat a little later. If the avo is a little firmer, better.
Yeah, no, it must have a bit of backbone.
It must,
stand
it
up,
must.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
So, because of Leela that was in the studio yesterday, we got more iceberg lettuce. She was, we had a chef, you were there yesterday, a chef that brought back iceberg lettuce. It's the lettuce
She's
of the
brought
year.
it back, yo.
It is, okay. So I know I asked you to swap, but can you do me a favor? Let's swap again.
All right.
So we're going to build this bad one. Swap,
Am I taking the whole block?
Yeah, you can.
Shimmy, shimmy,
I just
shimmy.
need one bun.
Take that bun.
So apple, when I first saw this recipe and I saw that there was apple in there, I was like, oh, that's strange, that's unique.
I've heard of like an apple slaw before, and you know,
and it
it's not
works.
completely foreign. Yeah.
So this recipe, the apple
There's a
actually
bit of
works.
acidity.
Adds crunch, adds acidity, a little bit of brightness in there. It lightens the whole dish. Your technique, absolutely phenomenal, but I am ready for that now.
Okay.
So if you could just stir like a tablespoon of mayonnaise through that, I'll season for you.
Pour a little bit of that.
Salt. Half of that salt went outside the bowl.
It was close. There was almost a Salt Bay accident.
There we
over
go.
there.
I'm just going to mix this all
that
through. There we go. And keep it chunky. It's such an amazing thing when you have a sandwich that has texture. Not flat bologna and cheese.
Yeah, no, but also don't make it overly processed in there. Like, enjoy the different flavor pockets. I love that. And these are all beautiful compliments to the fish, each one in its own right. Let the ingredients sing.
There we go.
Oh,
Fish fingers.
Beautiful.
So, again, these elements all came from the W list, and the W list is amazing. It's how you can construct not only school lunches, but dinners and lunches at home in general for home.
Meal prep, y'all.
Planning. So what we've done is we've chopped from the W list. We've got some taco-style hot dogs in there. I mean, who would not want that in their
very
lunchbox?
clever.
We've got the loaded tuna mayo sandwich. It is so good. So the W list is definitely how you do it. It's how you win. It's how you get the biggest deals at Woolies. Everyday exceptional quality at everyday low prices.
Yeah, well, and good nutrition.
Oh.
I love the fact that there is a focus on kids for this one. You really are wanting to hero that iceberg. I love that, man. Ah, it's like an iceberg.
You're not going to do
brown.
that with the lunchbox, but I mean, just that's epic. That's epic.
It must have crunch. It must have the texture, the crispiness that is spectacular.
This is different. You're going to take straight your lettuce for a lunchbox, but you know, if you're doing this at home,
for sure,
that's how you're going to do it.
And
a little bit of
family-
cucumber, sure, add it.
Yeah, but it's got the crunch. It's got all of those flavor components, a beautiful balance, a bit of acidity, the comfort of the Avo, absolutely beautiful. And it's cheap, yo, and it's cheap. And you can shop everyone's range of everyday value every day of the year with the Woolies Everyday W list. This Woolies list is a game changer, especially for parents, and you can shop that W list in-store, online, or on their amazing app. And please, if you're going to make fish burgers, make them as spectacular as
like this.
Look at that. Wow. Get ready for the sweetest competition of the year, thanks to Bayers. You stand a chance to win a dream getaway to officially the city of love, Paris, baby.
Yes.
Now, purchase any sweetie pie, keep your till slip and scan the QR code in-store or online to complete the entry form. One entry per till slip.
Oh, I know you cannot wait for this one, but let me remind you that the competition closes on the 12th of Feb and your T's and C's do apply. Good luck.
Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, welcome back from Zanzi, your feel-good breakfast show. It is Klein Vrydag, actually, if you didn't know, but also so much happening right now. There is entertainment, there's kitchen, there's also inspiration when it comes to all our matriculants, and especially when it comes to the different paths that they're going to be able to take right now. But before we obviously get into that, official duties must commence, and then we continue with the rest of the magic. Enjoy.
Let's take a last look at your news in your Feel Good Breakfast show, starting nationally. From Northwest Province comes the news that a family dog was swallowed by a python, prompting an animal rescue service to relocate 2 large serpents to the Pilansberg Reserve. The first python, measuring 4.1 meters, attempted to consume the dog, but ultimately spewed it out when a rescue worker intervened. Meanwhile, another python of some 3.8 meters on a neighboring farm had captured a goat, but hadn't quite consumed it. Both pythons were safely relocated to the Pilansberg Reserve, thereby ensuring neither serpent enjoyed its intended meal. Now, 11 suspects are set to face charges, including murder and the illegal discharge of firearms in the Port St. John's Magistrates Court today after a shooting at the taxi rank resulted in 3 deaths and 5 people being wounded. Now, police seized 15 firearms, including AK-47s and shotguns with 328 cartridges. The incident is linked to a dispute between local taxi associations. Ongoing discussions aim to resolve the conflict. Now on to international news. In a significant escalation of their diplomatic dispute, Somalia has denied entry to a plane carrying Ethiopian officials bound for the self-declared Republic of Somaliland. The Somali Information Minister cited lack of airspace permission for the refusal. The officials were set to discuss a controversial deal signed on January 1st, wherein Somaliland would lease a port to Ethiopia, potentially leading to recognition of Somaliland as a sovereign state. Somalia, asserting Somaliland as its territory, vehemently opposes the agreement, terming it as an act of aggression. Now, America's Biden administration has expressed approval of the agreement for providing medication to Israeli hostages and humanitarian aid supplies to Palestinians in Gaza. Mediated by Qatar and France, the deal involves sending supplies from Doha to Egypt for distribution to Gaza starting today. Approximately 45 hostages with chronic illnesses will benefit from the medication. The U.S. envoy to the Middle East is optimistic that ongoing discussions may lead to the release of more hostages. Hamas currently holds some 130 people captive in Gaza. And a story that will inspire you. Second Lieutenant Madison Marsh of the United States Air Force and master's student at Harvard University firmly believes the sky isn't the limit. The fighter jet pilot has just been crowned Miss America 2024, etching her name in history as the first U.S. active duty officer to pull off this remarkable feat. The U.S. Air Force Academy has proudly acknowledged her as a symbol of dedication and resilience. She entered the academy 4 years ago with the ambitious dream of becoming an astronaut. She's already demonstrated her commitment to excellence, both in academia and the military. Lieutenant Marsh's mantra, the sky's not my limit. I'm up there flying planes, and hey, woman can do it all. Let that inspire you today. That is it for your news and your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's take a last look at your sporting action. Here's Chi.
Thank you, young man. Let's start with our footballing action from last night. Morocco, they dominated a 10-man Tanzania in their 2023 African Cup of Nations opener, sending out quite a message, securing a convincing 3-0 win at the Laurent Pocot Stadium last night. So Romain Sassi initiated the scoring in the first half, and then late goals from Azzedine Umnahi and Youssef En-Nesri. They sealed the triumph, propelling the Atlas Lions to now the summit of Group F. Then on to cricket, and keeping it local, the Paul Royals, they delivered a comprehensive performance last night, securing a dominant 7-wicket victory against the Joburg Super Kings in their SA20 clash at Bullen Park. So the Royals bowlers, they excelled in limiting the Super Kings to just 134. And Jos Buttler unbeaten on 70 of only 37 balls, and Vian Libber contributing 39 of 30. They forged an impactful 87-run partnership, sealing that game decisively in favour of the Royals with over 5 overs to spare. Then a little further afield, but staying with cricket and thrilling cricket at that, India clinched victory against Afghanistan, who are having a phenomenal year already in a dramatic second super over, securing a clean sweep in their T20 series. So how did they get there? Well, Rohit Sharma's remarkable century, an unbeaten 121 of just 69 balls, unbelievably fast, propelled India to 212 for 4. And despite Afghanistan's spirited response reaching 212 for 6, the match ended obviously in a tie and needed a super over. That then resulted in another tie, and then reminiscent of that 2019 World Cup final. And in the second super over, India did it. They scored 11 for 2, emerging victorious with man of the moment Rohit contributing all the runs, and then Ravi Bishnoi's stellar bowling securing the win. And then a major shock in the year's first Grand Slam. In fact, 2 of them in a surprising turn of events at the Australian Open's second round. 6th seed Ons Jabeur and former champion Caroline Wozniacki faced defeat at the hands of rising Russian talents. So let's start with Mira Andreeva, a 16-year-old sensation who dominated Jabeur with a resounding 6-love, 6-2 victory in just 54 minutes. Meanwhile, 20-year-old qualifier Maria Timofeva, she showcased remarkable resilience against the 2018 champion Wozniacki, coming from behind to secure a 1-6, 6-4, 6-1 triumph. That's how you put your hand up. And that's where we leave our sport for this Thursday morning. Hopefully the road's not quite so competitive. Let's get the latest from Raul.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's take one last final look at the traffic this morning, and looks like something's going down in Sandton, Johannesburg. Now, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 southbound, and this after the ramp from the M1 in Buccleuch, which is obviously northbound. Now, this left lane is closed if you're in the area, and as you can see from the visuals, please do drive carefully. From Johannesburg, we head over to Cape Town now, and Bellville to be specific. Now, there is congestion on the R300 North at Old Paarl Road. You can again expect delays and do allow for some more travel time if you are passing through the area. And again, for anybody heading out on the roads, a reminder to buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. From the road to the sky, let's find out now what's happening when it comes to weather. Well, for the final time this morning, let's dive into all things weather news, and today will bring additional rain, potential flooding, and notably hot and humid conditions for many South Africans. Now, the SA Weather Service has issued yellow level 2 warnings for disruptive rainfall in the morning, potentially causing localized flooding in the Mopani and Vembe district municipalities in Limpopo. Now, additionally, a yellow level 1 warning for heavy waves may affect navigation at sea. And this is for small vessels and personal watercraft between Cape Columbine and the Cape Point this morning. Now, on top of this, also have extremely hot temperatures exceeding 40 degrees in the West Coast District and southern coastal areas of the Namakwa District in the Northern Cape, which have been forecast. Now, uncomfortable, very hot and humid conditions also expected in the Western Cape and parts of the Namakwa District in the Northern Cape until tomorrow. Well, from our weather news, let's dive into our final sunrise view of the hour, and this one being sent in by Arusha Singh, enjoying a time off in Singapore. Yeah, we gone international once again this morning, and what an incredible shot. She's got somewhat of a beautiful vantage point. Looks like she's looking out into the future, and it is a beautiful shot of Singapore. It looks like the coastline too, but again, the sun rising in the background, and this is just absolutely magnificent. Arusha, thank you so much for sending this one in. Like we said, we do it not only in the country, not only in the continent, but all around the world. So keep those incredible pictures coming. We'll do it all again tomorrow morning. The number's 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's take a final gander at the temperatures that you can expect in your side of town.
Lovely temperatures over there. Hopefully you'll enjoy, but I want to give you an opportunity, right? In fact, we both want to give you an opportunity. If you're a lover of the game, you can use your sports knowledge to predict match day results and claim your share in today's sports stake jackpots. Your chances of winning big couldn't be any more of a reality right now, and this is off the pitch.
I know, and everyone feels like they know their team really well. Well, put your money where your mouth is. You can play your favorite sports stake game on the nationallottery.co.za website. It's really easy to find and a lot of fun to play, especially if you're passionate about your sport. So make sure you play now and stand a chance to earn those bragging rights to be in your game. Good luck.
So line up for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got some proper game when it comes to your res. I know you may be setting up, but you've got to turn into a sanctuary, and we've got the perfect person. Megan Pedro will be taking you through some of the tips to make sure that it's a zen place for your studies.
Yeah, everyone's going to be going to want to be in your room, and we love that. Then, of course, if you are thinking about a career, maybe there is an unconventional, something that you haven't seen yet, maybe an alternative career choice that makes more sense for you. We're going to delve into that in just a moment.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we jump back on board the career train. I know it's still early days if you're just kind of broaching leaving school and moving into that career phase of your life, but it helps a lot to have that true north. And there are opportunities within trade schools and vocational training that are jumping off the page, and looking at the current and future job market in technical vocations is vital. Damien September and Owen Francis from Northlink College join us to chat a bit more about this. Gents, great to have you in our space. All the best for 2024. And I love the fact that you guys are that springboard for so many young people to get practical about their future. I think maybe, Damien, let's start with the job prospects, because there is so much negativity around the job opportunities, and it feels like it's less about the opportunities that are there and more about connecting the right person to the right opportunity. So in your space, what opportunities do you see, the prospects in the technical and that vocational career space?
Okay, Graham, but I think before we get into that, actually we just need to introduce the college itself as a TVET college. A lot of people still have misperceptions about what the college is all about. So Northlink College is a TVET college, a technical vocational educational training institution. TVET colleges predominantly specialize in business studies, general studies and engineering. And so we focus on career paths that has a shortage in South Africa.
For sure,
so that is what TVET College is all about. We're obviously a government institution. We are one of 6 TVET colleges in the Western Cape, but one of 50 in the country. So TVET colleges are predominantly similar to each other. We just, the major difference is that we're situated in different areas. So what we offer there is 49 other institutions similar to us that offers these type of opportunities. Getting back to your question, obviously we look at career paths that is in demand in South Africa. So that's the type of courses that the TVET colleges offers opportunities in.
Look at the need and then provide a solution for that.
So, and on a yearly basis, we look at our different courses. We see if there's a demand. If we see that it's something that's going out of demand, we will then start changing our courses and offer new courses, and obviously just take out the old ones.
I love that. It speaks to an outcome. And I suppose we are so loaded with our parents' baggage and our social sets baggage. By the time we are choosing a career, it's often not based on the best practical first step to actually getting working and contributing to the country. And there is something about this career space that speaks to all of our development. There is a reason why these jobs are in demand, because we need them. Why are these jobs so vital for the country, for our overall kind of growth and development?
Just to touch on that, it's very important that we connect with industry and understand the need from industry. It's no use we're just going to train students for training students.
For the sake of, yeah.
We must understand what is the demand, what does industry want, what type of learners are they looking for, what is the challenges, what is the shortfalls, why are our learners not successful?
Yeah, what is that pressure point where they fall down?
And then what we do is we go back to our different campuses and we adapt and we say there's a gap here. Our students is not, the discipline is not there. There's certain things that they lack, whether it's a certain skill. We put short courses together to address the need for industry. So by the time the learners get to industry, the success rate is going to be higher because we prepare them for industry's needs.
But you've also prepared the industry for them.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's something, it's almost like creating an instant mental relationship, because the second you go to a company or you go to that broader industry infrastructure and you say, what do you guys need? The second they open their mouth, they are mutually invested in the outcome. They must follow through. So that being said, what's hot right now? What are those jobs that are most in demand and making you most excited in your space?
Well, I would say, obviously, from TVET colleges, once again, we have on the industry side for engineering, we specialize mechanical, electrical, and civil, but we have various trades that goes to part with that as well. So that's why we actually have Owen here, as he comes from trade as well. Boiler making is predominantly one of the more famous ones that we have, but we have welding, we have fitting and turning, there's electrical, there's various different trades that South Africa, we are in demand for tradesmen. And unfortunately, with the new generation coming through, kids do not want to get into a workshop. They don't see themselves in blue overalls anymore. Because, and I always do when I go to schools and I do career talks, I always tell the kids that, you know, a professional in any industry, even sitting in this studio, nobody can do the job without a tradesman. Yeah. You're sitting on something that's made by a tradesman.
Oh, we are a lateral line. In the TV industry, every single person on the set is as important. Bar none. And that's not lip service. That's the way that it works in our world.
So we always tell the kids that, you know, it's important that we need, and that's why government is also focusing on a program called Decade of the Artisan, to get more kids involved in trades so that they can be self-employable, they can go into industry, and there's obviously opportunities overseas as well for these kids. So we're trying to motivate the kids. So there's various trades that they can go that's high in demand. And we're just trying to motivate the kids to go more into the trades instead of just easy jobs, being in the office environment and things like that.
Well, I mean, these are the necessary jobs, and it could be a stepping stone towards the next job. If it doesn't match that picture you have in your mind, your vision board of where you want to end up, you've still got to do the 100 steps before you get to that place. But what I love about this space is that it speaks to being able to employ yourself, being able to go out and get a job immediately, go and join a massive organization where there is a ladder to climb. Just very quickly, on how do we connect with you guys? If we want to plug into your system?
I mean, just to take you one step back is all the new projects that Noordlink has embarked on. For argument's sake, the Mallow cabs with the electrical motorcycle that's been in Stellenbosch. So we're saying we need to do that when the learners leave school. Remember, these are kids that want gadgets, they want electronics. So we're partnering with Mallow cabs. We're busy with UWC designing our own lithium-ion batteries and UPS packs. So that is what we're partnering, and we're looking at what we need to do. For us, for now, our biggest challenge is to reduce the unemployment rate. And Noordlink is one of the ambassadors in driving that. So whoever's sitting at home now that doesn't know what they want to do, who's waiting for their matric results, your next step is to contact Noordlink, whether it's our central office, whether it's at the engineering campus, business campuses. And our CEO made a promise in November with the Decade of the Artisan, no student will be turned away. If you don't have money, we will go make sure that we get the money, so that whether it's a skills program, whether it's a soft skills, whether it's an apprenticeship, whether it's a project, we need to get our youth on programs.
I love that.
So whether they go to the campuses, I'm situated at Bellville, the.
I think
one of
that's
the
where they're
best.
going to go start. You can
Shout
be
out to
biased,
our
it's all right.
campus. If anything to do with automotive, diesel mechanic, auto electrician, boiler making, welding.
What we're going to do is we're going to put you onto our social media team, and we have a long reach in that space. If you're a young person wanting to ask questions, we will connect you to their team. That's where it starts. Find out a bit more about yourself by asking those questions. Think of this as your first step. There is a career. Don't wait for all this negative energy to take ownership of that space. Push back yourself. Go and find that vocation.
You know what? Dream big. There are so many paths for you. And talking about tertiary education, the new year is in full swing, and it's almost time for students to return to varsity. So get away from the stress of your studies and turn your res room or digs into a sanctuary of your own. Woosah. Here with a checklist to make sure the job is easier as stylist and blogger. Megan Pedro, my favorite. I said it in live. I always do. Megan, it's just such a lovely honor to be here. And I know that you have ideas that we can actually sleep on, which is quite ironic, I know.
It's better than In Bed with Meg, right?
Hold
That's
on.
our segment.
Wait, can I change it? Sorry. Give me a second. Welcome back to In Bed with Meg. Oh, my word. So let's talk about, a res. I don't think that there have been a lot of people that have focused on the space, but I think they should, because it's your place where you find respite and you recharge ahead of the next class. So give us some advice for returning students to look at their room in a better way, to actually turn it into a place where they can feel like I'm clearing out the energy, blocking out all the stress, and I'm going to recharge.
That one space is responsible for so much energy.
Of course.
So I really believe in finding your vibe, right? So it's got to be something that really allows you to relax, but allows you to recharge and study. And so that comes in a variety of color palettes. And I think right here, we've got such a muted, beautiful, natural color palette that really lends itself to studying and focusing and relaxing and chilling and movie night. So we've got you covered.
Okay, this is very good. And also, let's consider the fact that our palette, a res room, is normally as neutral as possible. Like, they make sure that there's neutrality all over, which means we can decorate.
Oh, yes, completely.
So let's go for it.
Completely. So we'll kind of, we'll lend ourselves into that. We're not going to go bright and bold and, in your face. So, let's start with the most important thing. You need to get your sleep this year, okay? This is where you're going to be crushing all your goals. And essentially, this space is, often your living room and your bedroom in one. So we've got a couple things here that you could use throughout, which I absolutely love. So your bed, okay, where you rest your head at night, okay? Your pillow, we've got anti-allergenic, we've got readjustables, we've got quite a few. I know, you're literally...
I'm sorry, I'm squeezing the pillow because... I'm actually in the pillow market at the moment.
Okay.
Yes, and this is, I like the bounce back. Bounce back's big for me. But also, I don't want something that's too soft, because I learned the hard way. I think there was a time where I thought pillows should be super soft. This here, you can tell that the neck is supported.
Lovely. And that also comes with the readjustable, which is great.
Lovely.
So we've got that. And then, of course, your silky, soft microfiber range. If you actually just feel this.
I've been feeling this. The pillowcase, I've been rubbing it. Sorry, I've been rubbing this. This is, honestly, the touch is, and it also feels like there's an air of luxury. And you don't use the word luxury when you're studying. Because the only luxuries you get when you're studying are usually noodles. Sorry, I went to a university where the fees were woo, but this feels so good. Now, you need to actually feel like you're looked after, Also, let's be honest, you do miss your home when you're studying a little bit, right? So you want to feel a little touch of home.
So you're bringing in a couple of things like that. So what I also love is that it's reversible. So you've got your smaller check on this side and your bigger check on this side, which is also in your pillow. So that's quite nice. So just instantly make a difference in your room. So we've got a couple things here that are quite, 2-in-1, which I absolutely love.
That's great.
But like I said, moving something from your couch and having movie night, which is literally a few steps away from your bed, to your bed, is this beautiful pre-washed crinkle quilt. Now, this is huge, okay? It comes in a variety of different colors, which I'm absolutely loving, because it's as easy as this. So we've got a beautiful color palette here. Which is your blues and your neutrals, which might be quite, invigorating.
Okay.
And then you want some time to relax. So you're going to swap out with the gorgeous scatter cushions, easily.
This is good.
And a really beautiful muted green. I love this.
So already what you've done is you've softened the space for me.
Completely.
You've given me this. I've just written an exam. I need to be held here. I need something softer. This is very, very good. And I think, and this is why, I suppose this is also why a bedside table is also quite important as well. So you've got all the tones, but a bedside table complements it well too. So if we could touch very quickly, after you've softened this space, to the bedside table, a little advice on what this should represent, especially in a res sanctuary.
So a bedside table, instantly you can bring some things that remind you of home, right? If you can't knock into the walls, you can't do those kind of DIY things.
Yes.
What's great? Picture frames, instantly. Feels like family,
Home.
you know, your pet at home, your
Yes.
best friend, your family, some great memories. That's a lovely way. And we've got a variety of different, you know, shades and colorways for the frames. And then I always feel like a lamp is quite important because no one ever puts on the big light.
Yeah.
Okay? So the lamp is super important because you want to study under it, you want to create that mood lighting, you want to have that immediate kind of switch off from my studying desk to like moody and now I'm in my room. Faux plants are always a great way to add some greenery, and you don't have to water them. So don't worry about that, which is absolutely great. Also, what I love, talking about no watering and no worry, your microfiber bedding, stain resistant, wrinkle resistant. You don't need to iron. It is straight on your bed. I don't know if I should tell the kids
You are
this,
playing
right?
into a stereotype of people being lazy at res, eh? I'm just saying.
You've got more things to worry about than
Very
your
true.
bedding,
That's
right?
very
And
true.
that's what we're doing.
Focusing on your academics and less focus on anything else, which is good. Focus on the academics and get good results with a sanctuary.
Yeah.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you. No, you've really done something well. While I tell you a bit more about how you can get, I just want to hold this pillow. Okay, because it feels so good. Now, style your study haven with back to varsity decor and essentials from Woolies in-store, online, and on the Woolies app. And remember, ideas that you can actually sleep on.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Things are feeling so good, and we're going to keep those feelings coming. Why? Because JP Sebastian's in the building! Yeah! And that means we're talking all things movies. This one's a little bit of a special edition, though, because I believe it's 2023's highest grossing movies, right? In South Africa, we're going to start with the South African list first, and then we'll go international, our next segment. But, bro, I'm pretty curious to know about this because it's not always the best movies that make the most money, right?
Absolutely.
You've Prove that to us.
These arguments I have with people, it's like, oh, how could you give that movie a 6? It made $1 billion. It's like, because it was trash. Like, trash things have a lot of money. Elon Musk.
Your marketing budget has nothing to do with my
absolutely not.
critique.
But what these surprisingly always happens to me, because I'm like quite pessimistic, people know this already, but when I look back on the year, I'm like, wait, there were some bright gems out there, and even made it into the top 10. For me, the ones that didn't make it into the top 10, we were talking about Creed 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, etc., etc. But let's get onto the South African box office top 10, starting with number 10. I want to know what you guys were up to, where you were spending your money. And come on, Spider-Man and Across the Spider-Verse, only number 10.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, I see a lot of people on set throwing up their hands like, South Africa, where was the money? So where they're working at the moment on Beyond the Spider-Verse. I don't know why I shouted at everyone. I apologize. And that will be out sometime this year. No date for it just
is
yet.
that the title? Beyond the Spider-Verse? Oh, okay.
So that's the first of 2 superhero movies. And then number 9, obviously, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, is only 2 superhero movies on this top 10, which is surprising, and only 1 from an extended universe. So compare South Africa last year, we had Black Panther, we had Doctor Strange, and we had Thor, Love and Thunder, 3 extended universes. The superhero movies might be on a sync.
The time has come and gone, potentially.
And then Men with Large Salad Forks and Big Beards, The Little Mermaid was number 8. And this is also another surprise. The box office is a bit shaky for the big ones, so Disney only appears once. Disney has 1 movie in the top 10 in South Africa.
Whoa, interesting.
I've got to say as well, just about Aquaman, just by the way, South Africa had that in our top 10, of course, number 9. The world didn't, and the United States didn't, so we have some disagreements.
South Africa stands for Jason Momoa, clearly.
Yeah, he's absolutely lovable enough. That didn't mean that he didn't, that they did badly in those other regions, but they didn't make top 10 there. Moving
South
on.
Africa was a fan, yes. So we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Very good, Ryle. Pat on the head and a degree in maths. So number 7 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. I was pleasantly surprised because
actually see that.
Illumination, they're the people who do Minions. So like, if that is
That's
your
a
thing,
winner, man. That's
for
a
you,
winner, yeah.
Then Super
Don't
Mario
be a
Brothers.
hater, bro.
Dude, I hate the Minions so much. But Illumination Studios did very good with this one and gave a bit of hope to the superhero movies, video game movie.
That's sort of saga type, yeah.
I mean, those have been hobbling pretty badly. But that was Chris Pratt, obviously doing Mario there. He's doing Garfield next. Who knows why? It's a hostage situation for us. And last year, he was in Jurassic World Dominion, so that's 2 years in a row he was leading man. Number 6 in South Africa, Oppenheimer. Good grief. Dude, we've got a talkie drama.
Yeah, with like limited action that the likes of certain people like Jake Paul complained about and walked out of.
Ooh, what a dude.
Like clearly South Africa is a little bit more educated and
than Jake Paul. That's not hard though. That's so really incredible. Christopher Nolan did a great job. I don't need to say that about one of the greatest directors that you have on your hands at the moment. Oppenheimer, number 6, a talkie drama. Last time a talkie drama, maybe you could say Joker. Maybe I checked 10 years past, and a talkie. When I say talkie, like you said, no action, no explosions necessarily in big sense. And the last one 10 years ago was the Mandela biopic. And then number 5, Transformers. I really got nothing to say about this, but I came into the series late, and this one for me was an upswing. I think a lot of the fans weren't too pleased with it, but hey, I don't care about Transformers, and I was pretty happy with this one.
I actually honestly gave up on it after ventured into like the 4th or 5th like options or episodes. So maybe it's time to give it a chance.
I know nooks, and fortunately for me, it worked out all right. But quickly, we have to move on to number 4.
Let's get into the good stuff, man. The top 5.
Oh, man. So now, John
top
Wick.
4?
Don't matter, man. It's all numbers to me, and I was very bad at maths growing up. So John Wick Chapter 4 is incredible because it's in this list. We have Disney, we have Paramount, we have Universal, we have Warner Brothers, and we have Sony. They're called the majors in Hollywood, and John Wick is a mini major because it's from Lionsgate, so the outlier in the top 10. And have you seen it yet?
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course.
And what respect to end this franchise in the way it does. Like where everyone else is like, how can we get Vin Diesel to ride an astronaut like rocket ship?
10 more after this. So, but I was hoping that they didn't do that, and they did this so beautifully, especially taking into account the momentum this thing built up from the saga all the way from 1 to 4 right now. Man, insane.
Yeah, you're overspeaking here.
Sorry,
no, John Wick is that good, and it deserves an hour-long segment of its own, but we have to move on to number 3.
Yes, bring
which
it on.
Is, help me out here, yes, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. So what's crazy here is, like, I thought that it did badly for South Africa. This is number 3 that did in total. But the last one, Fallout, totaled in South Africa number 14. Guys, Fallout was the better Mission Impossible. That is the one you were supposed to see on big screen. This one was limping, really. I think in the United States and in the world, similar to Aquaman, did not make their top 10s. And this movie has a bit of the scars of working during pandemic, working during COVID. It just was not, it didn't stand up to the caliber of Fallout. Still a great action movie, but surprising that South Africa boosted while the rest of the planet really didn't.
Brilliant, man. No surprises on number 2, though, for me, to be honest, because I know South Africans are petrol heads at the smallest degree, but more so just tuners and enthusiasts in the biggest sense, honestly.
Yeah, this is a religious institution to us by now, and South Africa supports it, even though a lot of fans I talk to, they say, we just want to see real racing again. Just go back onto the street. Please stop doing the goofy, like, you know...
Flying into space.
And so
defying
people are missing
gravity,
that sort of realism, and I think that's why in the United States and in the world, it actually didn't make it into their top 10s either. South Africa is the only one keeping this franchise alive. That's ridiculous to say. That's silly to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Number 2 in SA, and now we quickly have to move on to number 1. No surprises.
Uno, yeah.
No surprises.
The
You
one and only
shouted the name
Bobby.
earlier. Of course, a phenomenon. And this is also a surprise because comedies don't usually make it into number 1.
Yeah.
And obviously it's comedy drama, but like it has a very pure streak of Ryan Gosling being a goof most of the time. So stupid numbers on here. I think it made $1.4 billion worldwide. 1.5.
Yeah,
Give or take $1 billion, who knows? Like,
yeah, man,
pocket
insane.
change. Yeah, so I think this is a movie that really gets it. Like, when we were growing up, we had the Matrix, like doing marketing the way it should have been done. It got us so hyped and so excited. And I think this was a masterclass, really, in marketing, and that's what put Barbie on top for South Africa and the United States and the world. Across the board, it was number 1.
Yeah, I mean, we were just reporting on Margot Robbie, and now she's actually taking a break from all of this because it was so intense, and she kind of just needs to breathe. So clearly, the hype, everything else that went around this movie, deservedly so, it got the number 1 title. Of course, JP Sebastian's not going anywhere. We're going to go from local to international and see some of the biggest top 10 movies that have grossed for 2023. So don't go anywhere. You might want to add it to your list. Jazz hands.
Oh, man, we love trying out our recipe hacks, purely so that we can tell you if it's worth your time or not, or if it's just a plain hot mess. Well, the next hack was all over TikTok, so it was tough to pick the best one. But before we try this hack, let's have a little look and see what the hype is all about. Take a gander at this. So I think we get the vibe, all right?
Let's try it.
We're going to put this in that, put it in there, put it on there. We're going to do some fried wrap. So, sir, if you don't mind, will you soak one of those guys for me?
It's basically done.
There we go. It is basically done. A bit of rice paper. We prepared our noodles as per the pack's instructions, and we are spoiled for choice for noodles now.
Yes.
We've got some amazing noodles. I'm getting a little bit of oil into our pan right now because that is going. So we're going to fry these guys. I think that should be ready.
This is going to be good. It's almost there. Almost there. It needs a bit more soaking.
You know
how your noodles there? Did you make it nice?
Really good. I still haven't been able to ascertain if these are 2 times hot noodles or just normal
I think they are the quattro cheese ones.
Okay, I'm there for that because we're going all in with our cheese this morning.
Okay.
And this is just a simple take. You yourself can put whatever you want in your noodles. I love this kind of glass paper when making noodles so you can see what's inside.
I love these to make stuff, vegetable wraps, etc. They are it's so easy to make as well.
A bit of cucumber.
All right, just for the sake of this.
Okay, let's give it a bash.
And for time.
Okay, so you could do it a little bit longer.
Yes.
But we're going to start like this. Okay, so we saw one version where they actually mixed the cheese into the noodles, which is pretty cool, but we're not going to do that.
Okay. Are we just do the blocks?
We're just going to pop our blocks on.
You're going to do
like that.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Wow.
Because we are crazy. No, this is in honor of all the students out there who don't have time to mix and do silly things.
All right.
Okay. Oh, those do smell amazing. You can smell the cheese.
Yes.
Because this isn't a tried and tested method, we're not sure how many noodles to use.
I think that
should be all right.
That's enough, yeah.
Oh, yummy.
Okay. Give it the fold. So side, over.
Over, exactly. I was thinking this speaks to a pocket, eh? You've got to have a pocket in there because it needs to kind of hold its integrity. There we go.
And then I'm going to suggest you put this down in the cheese first in the pan. So the cheese gets a chance to melt.
My friend. All right.
Great.
Let's see. And we've got our pan going here. I don't want to burn this. Get our oil to spread around just a little bit.
This is great, man.
This is really exciting. And we are here to test whatever hacks you have. That sounds good. Can you grab me a little spatula?
It does sound amazing.
There?
I'm going to get you. What can I get you here? There's a couple of items here. Get you a fork if you want. That's fine.
There we go. We just need one of these.
There we go.
We are winning at life. Okay.
How are we doing?
I wouldn't even know what the recommended noodle pocket
When it gets,
fry
it's got to
time
be
is.
crispy.
Oh.
That is looking good already, man.
That's actually really, really
Come
exciting.
on.
Hey, I know we are like big, giant children.
Yes, but it's,
we've got a little bit of a tear there, so just be very
your
careful.
Two
Handle
blocks
with care.
of cheese.
Uh-huh.
You put blocks of cheese in there. It's like a proper.
I quite like the idea of kind of stirring them through the cheese and seeing what happens. Oh, it's going to be nice.
It's going to be very nice, eh? There we go.
Okay, I'm going to just keep flipping it.
Your
so
blocks.
Hopefully we don't. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting a nice little crisp on that guy.
Are you doing that? Okay. Is
It's
it
looking
doing
lovely.
something?
To be quite honest, I would eat noodles anyway, any which way, 5 ways. I don't care.
I love noodles as
I
well.
think
They're
this is
very
nice. You can
convenient.
even deep fry the noodle themselves and make them crunchy. This is coming along really nicely, dude.
I can see that. I'm actually making my own batch over here. While you're doing that, I'm going to make my own little batch.
Oh, and our cheese is melting beautifully. Oh, and it's actually, it's holding its shape, hey?
It smells so good.
It really does.
It smells so good, man. Come on.
I'm afraid, I don't know what the end result should look like, so I'm going to call it.
It's fine. I think it's just, you know, take it out. Let's just see what happens. I think that's the most important thing. Okay, let's go for it. I think it's good.
I need
I think it's good
plate
enough
to plop it on. So I'm going to move this guy.
Yeah, move that out the way. There we go.
All right, come to me, my friend. You can see the cheese is coming out.
This is working so well.
Yay.
Let's go.
Pop
This
him
is
in.
Round 2
Go,
here.
go, go. Oh, I like that. I like your little sideways angle there. Oh, we need a cut to see.
Oh, also, our paddles need to be at the ready. All right.
I'm just on visual appearance, on funkiness, on awesomeness. Cut it open, man. You've got to do it.
There we go.
Yay. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, man. Oh, look at that melted cheese.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I like it.
That is delicious.
I'm going to say it's awesome, actually. I'm going to say it's success purely because it's noodles rolled up and fried, okay, with cheese.
Okay, look here. I don't know, but I'm going to go hot mess. I'm sorry with this one.
And I think it might be
I'll
2
put it in a
times,
bowl.
eh? I'm starting to get a little bit of a head sweat
I
going
can see.
here.
Why are your eyes bloodshot?
There's
All right.
a little bit of a glisten going on. Yeah, I think we might have had the 2 times noodles.
Cool down a bit and refine the recipe. We'll be right back. In
having
fact,
another one.
JP's got some more movies for you in the next couple of minutes. Stick with us. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Definitely.
Okay, this is not, it's not bad.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're continuing with a theme of all things 2023 and what we can ponder on when it comes to movies. Why? Because JP Sebastian's still in the building. We're going to be taking a deeper dive into the trends, the patterns, and the workings of showbiz when it
Where
comes to...
were you putting your money, South Africa?
Yeah,
when you
man.
went to the cinema. So, you know, we worry about, where are these superhero movies going? What is our addiction to sequels and all that kind of stuff? First basics, though, that I think a lot of people are used to seeing these kind of numbers, and they're valuable numbers to us, but the winners of the longest weeks spent at #1. So we start with #3 and #2. So no surprise, obviously, we can have the first image for that. There we go. Is Super Mario Brothers. So obviously this is, you know, there are a lot of movies that's a hostage situation for you and your kids. I think both parents and kids win on Super Mario. Spent 4 weeks at #1. Barbie surprisingly only comes second with 6 weeks spent at #1, which...
Well, so you're saying Mario Bros. Actually outdid...
No, other way around.
Oh, other way around. So it was the longest standing for Barbie. 2 weeks extra.
In second place. And then for first place for #1, geez, we really love our Denzel, don't we? Because The Equalizer 3 spends 7 weeks at the top spot. But how does it work? Like, Barbie is #1 in our top 10. The Equalizer doesn't even appear in our top 10. It's just like, and I should have looked at it. Sorry, guys, I didn't. But Equalizer appears in October. Maybe it was like a really dry month, so the Equalizer was enjoying its time there. Like a precision assassin, he chose his spot to release perfectly. And this is another series where, similar to Transformers, I came in late, and I thought this one was really strong compared to the previous two. I really appreciate this franchise. Better than like Taken and stuff like that. But those were our longest #1s. The Equalizer 3 surprisingly takes it over Barbie even.
Denzel, South Africa, how could you not love the man? I'm disappointed in us, actually.
No, but this is a good thing. This is the movie that spent the longest...
I know, but it didn't appear in our top 10, man. You know what I mean?
I see what
That's
you
what
mean.
I'm talking about. But listen, I love this. This is a great concept because it's not just this that's going on in the movies, right? It's not just long-standing, but there's also things like some movies that have dropped big places as well.
Sure. So now what I'm interested in here is word of mouth. Like, when you watch the movie the first time, did you go tell Ryle, dude, save your money, go spend it on ramen? And so usually we were talking about ramen a lot during the break. Hunger. So what happens is, from week 1 release to week 2, what is the drop that we're looking at? How badly did these movies perform? So these are the losers from week to week, usually by word of mouth. There are a million other reasons.
So it's like the hype was bigger than the actual quality.
South Africans maybe in week 1 would have gone to watch the Marvels. And then in week 2, it drops 45%.
I heard all the talk about the disappointment of this. That makes sense. That makes sense, to be honest with you.
And I despise the superhero movies. They're all flat mediocre as far as I'm concerned. Except for, no, I'm sorry, man. Like, I like Logan, I like Blade. And I feel bad for Blade coming up.
Blade, bro!
Blade is so good, so classic. But the Marvels is #3 for worst drop. And then second worst drop was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Again, a movie that suffered the scars of, let's just green screen everything because everyone's got COVID. That was not good. So week to week, that basically...
I think this makes sense, though, because the hype that Ant-Man originally created meant that you definitely want to go see something that involves Ant-Man again. And obviously, having that hype and then realizing, it's actually not what it lives up to be, definitely got people talking.
Because #2 was better than #1, and #3 is worse than #2 and #1. And now the worst spot for the worst drop from week to week. So this is South Africans saying, avoid like the plague. Run as fast as you can. The Flash was trash. So week 1 to week 2, it lost basically 60% of its viewership. So how to put this into perspective for you? Obviously, come week 2, movies are going to fall off.
Yeah.
Everyone who was excited to see it goes see it in the first weekend.
Yeah.
And the second weekend, you fall off a bit. So averages maybe for even major and beloved movies like Avengers Endgame will fall off maybe 20-30% from week to week. Doubling the fall. This is an outlier, this is an anomaly, and it's a box office bomb, basically.
A flash crash.
There you go.
Wow. All right. Well, from crashes,
Ash.
let's talk about something that you love. Superhero movies.
And you'll notice
Your favorite.
You'll notice that all the drops and the losers there were superhero movies.
Yes,
so
I have.
what is going on? Are people getting
Is
booked?
this the new trend? Are we over it?
I hope so.
Overstimulated
I mean,
by it?
I'll remind you. I'll remember you that Shazam came out last year as well, and Blue Beetle. I thought that was a new variant. I didn't know it was a movie, but yeah, it was that bad for movies. However, we'll show you some footage of one that I did appreciate. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was at least one that I thought was sweet for me, and surprisingly doesn't enter South Africa's top 10, but did for the world and did for the United States. But like I said, last year there were 3 superhero movies in top 10. Now there's only 1 in the extended universe, and I'm excluding Spider-Verse here because it's not part of that extended universe. So yeah, worth things like, say, DC remodeling, throwing away their Superman. Henry Cavill, out.
Huge decision.
Ezra Miller, out. It's like switching up the whole thing. Do they survive? We don't know. I don't think they do, especially with these fights with strikes, SAG-AFTRA and
As
whatever.
well, yeah.
And so that's great for the small movies because they're like, we abide by the rules. Maybe the major studios don't. We might be in some sort of renaissance soon where quality reemerges and quantity.
Yes, please, bring it
But what
on.
a shame. Some of you deserve superhero movies. Don't listen to this old man sometimes. Let's move on real quick.
Now, so lastly, of course, we've touched through so much, but now we're talking about the state of sequels. Are sequels still a thing? It used to be the hype back then, but things may be changing right now.
Okay, so just looking at our top 10 real quick, only one of them I'd say is an original piece, and that's Oppenheimer. So we're showing Spider-Man first year, and there's actually a sign in the opposite of the trend of believing that sequels are over. Good grief. This is its growth from number 1 to number 2 in America. I don't have figures for South Africa that are this reliable, but it grew by 240%. That's ridiculous. Everyone usually goes, well, the second time is not as good as the first time. That's understandable. So, yeah, exceptional growth for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. America loved it to death and literally
I think the world did. I think the world did too. The way they really brought this through was perfect for its timing. It's what we needed.
But like I said, we usually expect by the second time for people to want to spend less, go 10 less. But sometimes it's like really, really less. And now we go back to the superhero movies, and the one that was our number 9, Aquaman, was the biggest drop from sequel to sequel. So you had Aquaman 1, 2018, to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. They can't call it 2 anymore because you damage yourself putting the number in. And so from original to sequel, drop of 60%.
Wow, huge.
Which, like I said, some go up, like Spider-Man, not that much so. Some go down. But there are all sorts of fascinating trends, and it'd be, interesting to know, what do you guys think? Are super movies over? Are sequels over? Will we see some more in 2024? We'll see.
Oh, JB, thank you so much for coming through, talking to us about the intricate landscape of all things movies. And maybe you have an opinion on it. Are things changing? Are you requiring, desiring, and craving something different?
Originality.
I think we are. Original, new, bring it on. Let's hope that this space keeps changing and entertaining us. Thank you so much, bro.
Miles Morales for the win,
Yes, that's a formula that will never, ever go bust. Love those movies.
I love it, man. Well, from movies to the sport, and if you are a lover of the game, why not use that sporting knowledge to predict matchday results and then claim your share in today's Sports Take jackpots? And they are big, and your chances of winning big could be a reality, not on the field, but off the pitch every day.
So you can actually play your favorite Sports Day game on the nationallottery.co.za website. So make sure to play right now and stand a chance to earn bragging rights to #BeInja. Yeah, game. And the game continues here.
And no, it's going to be the final stanza. We've gone into extra time. Emotion is running high. We need a soundtrack to match it. And Ruben is going to deliver. He is one of the most amazing human beings, and he's got the talent to back it up. More from him on the other side of this. the last time, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
We got some music for you to wrap things up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ruben Garrett. Enjoy.
How's it, guys? This is Don't Leave Me Alone, a good old love song. Oh, hope you guys enjoy.
Well, I'm writing this song, hoping you come back, like everything is right on track. Thoughts of you in my head, while my heart it feels dead. Well, I'm laying beside you, wondering where did you go? And if you love me at all, thoughts of you in my head, while my heart it feels there. Hoping you come home.
There you go for that, yeah. All right, so this next song is called Belief, and it is about belief and that you can achieve basically anything in life if you just believe.
But nowhere to go, but the hurt inside is keeping her on the floor. Look at yourself, where did she go? Is she still in there? I got to know. Can you find her? Let me know, 'cause I gotta tell. My hand and we start to run, living misery and heartache all in the dark. Oh, and we climb, for we did not know
delicious fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.
Another feel-good production.
She is still in there, finally found her, this I know. I aim to tell her what I know. So here it goes. You can leave her broken up. You can dance out in the dark. You can soar on broken wings. All you got to do is just believe. Thank you all so very, very much.